Hello, welcome. This is Ryan of Happy, Healthy, Vegan here, coming to you exactly 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, at least for me here in California on Friday evening, which if you are not familiar with our live stream, I'm not sure why you wouldn't if you're here in the first few minutes, but yeah, this is my regular weekly live stream time. Ooh, I thought I just got a notification about my going live, but no, it's from Twitter. I don't know why it's ringing here. Anyway, good to see you guys, and I want to give a big shout out to Dr. Bear, who looks like she won't be here with us this evening. She's one of our channel members, one of our happy fams, and she is helping her mom out who just had surgery. So best wishes to Dr. Bear and your mother, Dr. Bear. Best wishes on a recovery, and that's so cool of you to help your mother out after her surgery. It was almost a year ago. Not to make it about me, I was in July of last year. My mom had some a heart procedure done. So yeah, I know what that's like, how they're quite up to speed right after, and for a few days, and in my mom's case, a few months after. In fact, she's not even quite the same, not to get too personal here, but yeah, she's doing good now. She couldn't walk for a while. She's walking around. She's got her walkers and stuff like that. Hey, good to see you guys. Hey, want to thank all our channel members for being here early. And hey, good to see you, Sarah. So it sounds like you are back from Mendo, back in Oregon. How is it in Bend right now? Is it hot? It's been pretty warm down here. Fortunately, not heat wave warm, but it's been pretty warm. But good to see our channel members here. I saw Fallon Marie on earlier. Peter said he's going to try to make it. There's Uncle, or maybe our only moderator for the night since Peter's doing stuff. Yeah, Foo's been on, and Fallon and V and Travis. And good to see. Wait, Travis, you're not a channel member, Travis? What the heck, man? You seem like a channel member. Not to pressure you or anything, but good to see you nonetheless. And Star Cradle, how's it going, guys? So we will see tonight if veganism can survive. I'm here to defend the honor of veganism, to defend it from all attacks, all potential debunkings, and we are always in a state of anxiety when we start these live streams because we never know if this will be the night, once and for all, that veganism gets debunked, and we just have to move on with our lives and figure something else out, so we'll see if veganism can survive another night here, or it needs to get through another 2 odd hours here, and we call it just take a big sigh of relief and feel confident that veganism will continue to exist for at least another week until my next Friday live stream. So welcome all. Hey, Jesse 12 String, how's it going? Hey, VLAM, I saw you on earlier. Sorry I didn't mention there when I was saying hello to all our channel members here, our happy fams. Yeah, I'm not wearing my official cult member robes. I'm not wearing the vegan cult member t-shirt today, but I gotta wash it sometimes. So anyway, I've been enjoying that. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying yours too. So what is up, guys? So let's see. Looks like we just all have regulars in right now. I saw Epsom was asking if there's any cassettes available of my first 2 albums from Love Spirals Downwards, Idols and Ardor. I think you're asking about. Those are from 1992 and 94 respectively. And our record label did release it back then on a CD, compact disc, for those of you who are over or under the age of 40 or so, and cassette. I don't know if there's any copies that still exist, but if you're serious, I'll look around, and maybe I have a copy or so sitting around here if you're really interested. But that's from my band Love Spirals Downwards, which predates my current band with Angie, Love Spirals, which started around 1998-99. So anyway, Travis, you are not in the cult. You have to get in the cult, Travis. You are so perfect to be a happy fam / vegan cult member. Yeah, Daniel, tonight is veganism's last stand for sure. We'll see if it's veganism's last stand. Hey, Johnny Bravo, good to see you, Johnny Bravo. What is up? And yeah, Star Cradle. And Dan, you guys seem like you should be channel members too. No pressure or anything like that. You guys just have the vibe of happy fam channel members. Hey, Graven Babies, is it okay to be vegan and enjoy horror movies? Yeah, we like good horror movie. Yeah, we're not horror movie buffs or anything like that, but one of our favorite restaurants is that pizza bar that you guys have seen us get pizzas, on countless Friday live streams. So yeah, they're horror movie themed pizza bar. If you go into the restaurant, Fourth Horseman here in Long Beach, they're usually playing no less than two typically cult classic horror movies. So yeah, and we used to like to go down there, get the vegan pizza and enjoy some horror playing around us. Hey, Fu Man, no, I didn't make it to our P.O. box this week. It's been a really busy week for me. Seriously, guys, just a lot of stuff happening. I didn't even get to make a proper video this week, too, as I kind of feared. So, yeah, I'll make it out to the P.O. box next week for sure, Pooh Man. So I can't wait to see your giant lobster photo. So thanks for reminding me, because it could have slipped my mind. I just didn't have any good windows this week to make it out to the P.O. box, especially when they're open. I like to go there when they're open in case there's any packages that don't fit into the P.O. box, and I need a postal worker to grab them for me. Robert Bird, you've been vegan 2 years now, never felt better? Yeah, I can relate. Been vegan here now almost 12 years, and yeah, I feel pretty great, especially considering I'm 55 now. You know, I'm doing pretty good, I think. I'm feeling pretty good. Let's see, Uncle, what'd you say there? I saw you and Angie in your recent video at Disneyland. You like the new Royal Wrap. Yeah. If you guys are, I don't know if you guys watch all the different forms of content that we make on social media, but here on YouTube, Angie in the past, like I would say month or so, has really taken on a liking to YouTube Shorts. You know, they're short little videos. They have to be under a minute. I think they're trying to compete with like TikTok and Instagram. So a lot of you guys are asking, hey, how come Angie's not making content? She is, but she likes to make content that in a form that vibes with her way of working and stuff. So anyway, yeah, she makes Instagram content every day. She puts out reels on Instagram and usually repurposes them here to YouTube. So anyway, make sure you're subscribed and get notifications, because Angie's putting out lots of YouTube Shorts. And yeah, Uncle saw that video. Yeah, there's a new Royal Wrap at the Royal Street Veranda, the place where we used to get the vegan gumbo. It's really, really good. Seriously, it's just, check out the reel. You see me eating this thing, I'm going off. I'm so stoked about it. I want to go back and get some more. It's maybe my favorite thing there, and it's relatively quite healthy. It's relatively whole foody. Lots of plants and, roughage in there, so I'm digging it. Hey, Eddie, good to see you too, Eddie. Johnny, your day was all right in a way. You just found out something that made your day go south, but it's all good. Oh no, that's kind of how life is, Hey, Peter, Peter, just checking in. Good to see you here, Peter. Yeah, just me and Angie went. Yeah, we our passes expire on August 31st, and they just started allowing us to return back to the park now that summer's over. So we went earlier this week, and we have another reservation for next week. Then we have to decide if we want to renew our passes, and we have to decide by August 31st. I think that's our last day, so we got to think it through and see if it's worth it or not. I mean, they're not terribly expensive. We get the Southern California Residence Pass, but you have to live in a certain zip code or zip codes, and you can't go on weekends. You can't even really go on Fridays, and no holidays. Just basically Mondays through Thursdays, and you can't go for during the winter holidays. You can't go during most of summer. That's why we just went for the first time this week, and since like May or something like that, or June. Anyway, yeah, well, that's part of why we're busy this week. Oh man, Disneyland. I know it's a stupid thing to complain about. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's one thing that took a big chunk of time there. But that was just me and Angie, Peter. Yeah, we just go by ourselves. Sometimes we'll meet up with friends there, but we're kind of a team. We kind of can read each other's minds. We kind of know what we want to do. Do we want to eat? Do we want to go on a ride? And we know what kind of rides. We don't like to go on rides that make the other person uncomfortable or scary ones. So anyway, we don't like to stand in long lines. We don't like it when it's super hot. We have a lot of preferences that we know. We both pretty much share them all. So we just pretty much usually go by ourselves. Let's see. So what else is going on here? Let's see, Sarah. How's it going, Sarah? I missed your comment there. If you're back home, let's see. Did one of the cats Ryan's cable? What's going on there? Wow, I'm missing some stuff here about a wife drinking Kool-Aid. Wow, I missed off some stuff here. What's that, Graven Baby? She flipped off a slaughterhouse truck driver. Whoa, good for you. And kept honking at him till he saw me flipping him off. Lost my crap. How can anyone do that as a job? Yeah, I don't think they fully comprehend what they're part of there. And yeah. But yeah, usually there are people being exploited as well as the animals as well. The whole industry is known for not only exploiting animals, but for exploiting its human workers too. So it's just bad all the way around. Eddie, you're low on iron. I would go talk to, I would get a blood test. I'm not a medical doctor, Eddie, but if you've been tracking what you eat and you notice you're low on iron, I would go start off getting a blood test and talk to your doctor or your healthcare professional, and see where your iron levels are at and see what he or she says, like their professional opinion, if you're within range. I mean, you could figure it out too. You just can read the lab results. It'll say if you're out of range. But yeah, get his or her opinion as if you should supplement, if you're like close to being low or something like that. But I would start with a blood test as my non-medical doctor opinion. I think you can't go wrong with a blood test right now if you're kind of concerned about, particular nutrients. Yeah, the sound effects are working today. Let's test one out right now. I just took a drink of water, so let's... Yep, see, we got sound effects here. Well, whose wife is wanting to leave them if you don't eat flesh? Wait, what am I missing here? Who's having that problem? Oh, wait, I see the comment. Let me scroll back up here. Wow. Prophet of Profit. Sorry, I missed that. You went vegan and your wife said if you don't start eating meat again like a real man. So I'm not a real man, and like Nimai Delgado's not a real man, and James Wilkes not a real man. Novak Djokovic is not a real man. NBA players like Chris Paul, they're not real man. Patrick Baboumian, not real man. What do you mean by that? Like a real man, she will leave you? Are you doing anything like not good to her? Like cheating on her? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Why would she want to leave you because of some dietary or ethical decision that, you're not like being a jerk to her or anything like that? Makes no sense. She would leave you. And you're a bad person if you stop veganism to save your marriage. I would say go get counseling. Seriously, this is a classic, a textbook reason to go get some couples counseling and have a counselor try to sort this out, because this is not rational in any way, shape, or form to leave you for I could see there's some reasons to leave your spouse, if there's some problems like abuse and mistreatment, but a decision to not eat animals that doesn't affect her in a negative way. It doesn't create her life, create problems for her, right? I mean, what's up with that? So no, I would definitely recommend some counseling, because this is just ridiculous. I mean, what I don't see how that negatively affects her. You're not forcing her to be vegan. You're probably not calling her a bad person because she's not vegan. And this whole thing about a real man, I think that reveals a lot. If she said something of that sort to you, eat meat like a real man, I think that's her projecting her own issues about it. So she has some negative mental baggage. It has nothing to do with you. And it has nothing to do with veganism. So I don't know about a new wife, but I would try counseling first before anything, before any kind of divorcing or separating or not being vegan anymore. Get some counseling, because I think you could both benefit by having a neutral, non-biased third party listen to your problems and help you work through it. I'm pretty sure any counselor worth his or her weight would be able to see what's happening here and realize you're not doing anything to antagonize her or the relationship. You're just doing your thing, which is your thing. It's not like you're forcing her to be vegan or anything like that, and should be able to work it out, hopefully. So anyway, yeah, what is a real man anyway? A real man goes out and harms animals. That's what a real man does, really. So if I see a puppy on the street, start harming it. That's what real men do. But people like myself and say Novak Djokovic and Chris Paul and Patrick Baboumian, who choose not to harm animals, we're somehow not real men. So that's the defining characteristic of a real man. A real man at his core, his essence, means he is pro-animal harm. That sounds like a pretty messed up definition of what a real man is. And I think your counselor, if you get one, which I highly recommend you do, can help you work through this. Now, VLAM, does your wife understand why you are vegan? If she does and is unable to respect that, that's a clash of values that needs sorting out. And again, that's what counselors are. That's what their job is, to help people sort through issues and clashes like that. And so that's why the industry exists. So you definitely, that's my 100% recommendation to you there. Diablos Esau, you gotten stronger than ever after you went vegan? After you got stronger at the gym after you went vegan? Yeah, me too. You know, I'm stronger now at age 55 than I was in my 20s and 30s as a non-vegan. So, you know, it's just complete nonsense if people say you can't get strong at the gym. Like, I'm lifting heavier weights now than I did when I had a weightlifting semester in college. Real men spend hours trying to make a poo every day, says Travis. Yeah, that's what real men do apparently. Real men who are pro harming animals and eating these harmed animals, yeah, they're probably going to be a little constipated if they are afraid of plants because plants are so feminized. And yeah, they're not getting enough fiber. And so that means, yeah, therefore, using Travis's logic, which I am agreeing with, I think it's a proper inference. Real men don't poo all that well. Oh, Sarah, your new gym has a hot tub. Yeah, I've never really used our gym's pool, and they have like a hot room. I don't know, is it called a sauna or something like that? That's just like way too much for me, like hanging out with people and stuff like that. The pool I could benefit from to help my swimming and surfing muscles, but yeah, I don't think we have a hot tub. But what do I know? I never go back in that area of our gym. I was just there today. I did my thing, basketball and all. Graven Babies, your brother ate chips for dinner? He isn't vegan? He's a stooge? Wait, I missed something. What's going on there? Johnny Bravo, real men join the military too. Then if people want to define what that is. Yeah, I think real men should be against animal abuse. How can you respect a man who says, yeah, animal abuse and cruelty and exploitation, that's awesome, totally cool. Like, that's the kind of guy you want to shack up with and you know, like take a vow and to live out the rest of your life with, a person who thinks animal exploitation and cruelty is like totally fine. Interesting values. Yeah, it's a class of values. Whoa! CD in the third. Oh my gosh, I remember you from a couple weeks ago. I thought you left, I remember you left a very generous tip. Right. Thank you. Congratulations on the dunk, duder. Thank you. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen, yeah, you guys have probably seen my various videos. I made a video when I did it at the gym a couple weeks ago, my slam dunk at age 55, and I've been sharing little clips of it. Angie's been sharing clips of it, you know, around all our various social medias. I posted it to Twitter finally today. But thank you so much there, CD in the third. Much appreciated. Oh my God, yeah. That's an amazing, generous super chat tip. Thank you there. But yeah, let people know. I mean, I did it for myself, obviously, but I wanted to show others that, you know, being vegan is not going to limit, you know, what I can do athletically. I mean, someone pointed out, I forgot, I think it's Instagram on my Ryan Lum Rocks there. Someone said, dude, the only other people I've seen dunk over 50 are Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal, you know, NBA superstars who in their primes of their athleticism were amazing, like elite dunkers, especially Michael Jordan. And, you know, so it stands to reason with a little work, they could still do it in their 50s. But I wasn't dunking in my 20s and 30s, let alone being an elite dunker or jumper or anything like that. I couldn't dunk back then, you know. So yeah, I wanted to do something that I was never able to do until I was old and vegan, to show that, you know, age and veganism are a nice combo. But thank you so much, CD in the third. Thank you so much. And yeah, I was just back at the gym I did a pretty hard workout there today. So thank you so much, CD in the third. Much appreciated there. Wow. Heidi, you've never dunked? Most people have never dunked, and especially if you're a female. Only a few females in the WNBA have been known to dunk. It's pretty uncommon. Not to say females can't, just you know, it's just not as common as like males dunking. Even once you get outside of elite basketball players, you know, most guys at the gym aren't dunking. In fact, I rarely see anyone dunk there. Hey, Peter, what's that? We live in a very ageist, sexist world. Yeah, tell me about it. People love to come on and say, hey, man, you're old. Like, yeah, I haven't died yet. I keep aging every year just as you ageist people are. Yeah, you probably don't know who this is, but the ATV reporter in Canada was fired from her job after she let her hair go gray? Really? That is ridiculous. Wow, that sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen. I don't know how the legal system is in Canada, but in the United States, that sounds like a lawsuit to me. Wow. Just like it had nothing to do with her performance, her ability to be a news person or a presenter, whatever. Because of her hair, her appearance was not something that they wanted. Like, oh, we can't have someone with a lady with gray hair on TV. Really, that's ridiculous. Wow. Graven Babies, you could totally dunk a little Tykes basketball hoop. Yeah, those are fun when I see kids that have those. Yeah. Let's see, Fu Manpo, who's Ronnie Coleman? Ending up hobbled and many bodybuilders dropping dead. Yeah, that's a sport where your life expectancy is like is lower than people who participate in other sports, which is one reason why I'm not a big fan of bodybuilding. Why I've never had any interest in that or anything. It's just like, how can you like be attracted to something like that where people are like dropping dead at young relatively young ages. I understand why. There's ways to bodybuild, of course, in a healthy way. I have vegan bodybuilder friends, so don't get me wrong. No one start hating or anything like that, But yeah. But yeah, it's kind of the norm for the sport is to put your body through some horrible abuses and lower life expectancy. But yeah, you can do it in a totally healthy and natural way. And I know guys, particularly vegan guys, who do that. Sarah, you have a basketball hoop in the court in the front of your house? You shoot all the time? Oh, I envy you. Gosh, I wish I had a hoop at my house here. I have a gym, so that's what I do every day instead of shooting every day. Probably better for me to like get stronger too and just go play basketball a couple times a week. I didn't even play today. I was there 2 hours doing my workouts on the court. Robert Bird, for these bodybuilders that are dropping dead young, too many drugs. And too much like, super high protein because, real men have high meat protein and all that stuff. Let's see, Veggie Jim, you can shoot really well up to deep twos, but your three-pointer needs work. Which three? Is it like just the normal three, the one that's the distance of the top of the key? Or are you shooting from further, like a college or a pro three? Because that gets tougher. Yeah, let me know. Because I like to shoot from like almost like a pro three distance sometimes. After I get really warmed up, I'll step back and work on those. People don't think I can hit those. I like to just keep tight on like the long distance shot from the corner. Because when I play like 21, if you guys know what that means in basketball, there's no out of bounds. So I just go step out of bounds on the sideline and shoot from there because no one's going to defend you. But if I can make like 50% of them from out there, that's nice. NBA 3. Okay, that's what you're talking about, Veggie Jim. NBA 3. Yeah, I mean, most courts don't have an NBA 3 line. Some do. I've seen a few around here that do, but most don't. So I don't really practice that shot much, except for that one shot I do from the corner, from the sideline at the gym. But other than that, I never go for like NBA threes. Even like from the top of the key, go back like 3-4 feet. I just shoot from the corner. That's it. Yeah, Peter. Yeah, $99 super chat tip. He's giving me gave me some, what's that called? Just some. Hang on one second here. It was CDN the Third. It said, congratulations on the dunk, duder. So giving me some kudos for my dunk accomplishment. Anyway, let me get back to here. I'm surprised we've been on 25 minutes almost, and no one's here to debunk veganism yet. Yeah, $99.99. Yeah, I'm not going to shortchange that 99 cents for sure, chapped in the Matrix. Yes. Fu Manpo. Yeah, I mean, these people I'm talking about who are natural bodybuilders. Yeah, they're not in like these highest tiers of bodybuilding competition or anything like that. Yeah, you can't. How can you compete against dudes who are jacked up on, all sorts of drugs? I've shut all the haters down, Jesse 12. No, I believe there's an infinite supply of people who are anti-vegan. I know this because every day on some of our social media somewhere we get some kind of negative anti-vegan comments. So, they'll be here. It's just a matter of when. Oh, that's cute, Sarah. You play horse on your basketball hoop with the neighborhood kids. That's awesome. You'll probably beat me at horse if we ever play. I don't have a good track record at horse. I'm sad to say. I have a really good track record playing one-on-one, as you guys probably know from watching my basketball workout videos. But yeah, horse, not my thing. I enjoy it when I do play it, I guess. But yeah. Hey, Prima, thank you. Ryan, you look especially young and healthy. Your skin is so clear and bright. Love the clean look. Thanks. Yeah, I've been doing a few little things, actually. I've been, I listened to, Danielle Belardo, the cardiologist. She has a podcast. And yeah, she has different health professionals on debunking myths in different various areas of specialties. And she had a dermatologist on who basically convinced me, yeah, when I go out in the sun, I would do this when I go surfing anyway, but when I was at Disneyland, I put sunscreen on my face. I got like a moisturizer that has like 30 SPF in it, and a spray one for when I go out to Disneyland or surfing in the day or something like that. I'll spray that on me, a 50 SPF. A water resistant. So yeah, I've been trying to protect my skin more. What really sold me was she talked about the dermatologist talked about a study, a pretty convincing study that found that the number one biohack that you can do, the number one what they do, they compared photographs of people a year apart, and the variable they manipulated was what kind of interventions they did to, maybe they put, I don't know what they did, but the best one by far was just using putting sunscreen on your face, and that was by far the biggest way to preserve your reverse aging and stuff like that. I go, wow, okay, I'll try some of that. So I started that mid-August, something like that, just maybe 2 weeks ago or something like that. So we'll see how it goes. I don't think you can see any of the benefits yet, but yeah, it's something I've been doing. We'll get up, just put the moisturizer, SPF stuff on, because I realize I go out in the sun just little bits all day. I'll take the trash out, empty the cat box, walk out to the garage. I'm getting a lot of sun, and just they should have some protection on the skin. I'm 55 now. I want to not fry my skin. I want to keep it going as long as I can. Become a model. I don't know if there's a market for 6'4", 55-year-old models or not, but I don't know. Diablo Sal, you remember playing 21 while stoned with your friend? I've never played basketball stoned. Nah. Eddie, my vitamin, yeah, that's one of the myths that the dermatologist dispel. Think about it like this, Eddie. You can't cover your entire body with sunscreen. It's impossible. I mean, you're not going to put it on your hair. You're not going to put it over your clothes. I mean, go underneath your shirt. I just put it on my face. And sometimes the arms, especially if I'm going surfing. That alone will not block out so much vitamin D that you'll become deficient. So you just couldn't do it. Even if you tried your best, there's just no way you could put so much sunscreen on that it'll block out vitamin D. But think about it, Eddie. We're just talking about the face, and the vitamin D absorbs through the entire body. The sunlight's hitting your entire body, so I'm protecting my face. I want it to look young, so it's still going to absorb. Sunlight's going to absorb. It goes through your clothes. So the UV rays go through your clothes. You cannot block out all the UV. So anyway, yeah, that was one myth. I kind of believe that too, Eddie. I'm not mocking you or anything. I was kind of I want to get my vitamin D. But she said, no, don't worry. They found there's no connection between putting on sunscreen and having your vitamin D count go down or something like that. You just couldn't do it. So that's what convinced me. UV face feeling rejected. Yeah, I want the UV rays to hit my face and not give me these spots. Let me see if I can show you this one that's pissing me off. See this one right here? Yeah, that's a freaking sunspot, I want to manage it is what I'm trying to say. I don't want it to get bigger as I get older. So that's why I'm protecting my face. I don't get more of these dumb spots like that, So yeah, I'm not making fun of you, Eddie. I'm just going, I wondered the same thing too. And it was good to hear a professional who knew about this subject much more in depth than anyone I've ever heard before go through these misconceptions that lay people like us have about not having positive feelings about sunscreen. But yeah, just really my face I'm trying to protect. But yeah, when I go surfing, I'm going to spray it on the arms or hands too. Usually I have a wetsuit on, but yeah, anyway, that's that. That could be a driving sunspot. I didn't realize too. The dermatologist on her show was talking about how you get sun in the car. Like if you're driving to the gym, like I did today, it's hitting your face, it's bouncing off stuff. So I figured, okay, cool. I'll just put it on. Just put a moisturizer on. That moisturizer is good anyway, right? Especially if you live in a dry desert climate like we do here, and get some UV protection while I'm just trying to go about my daily business. For my face, just my face. It's still going to go through my clothes, my shirt, and all that stuff. Yeah, produce not pills. Yeah, I'm not saying aging is bad or anything like that. If I can just put on a moisturizer and not get these dumb spots, I'm down. I don't think it's unreasonable or anything like that. I'd rather have moist skin anyway, because I've had a lot of dry skin over the years here. It's I tell you, it's pretty dry out here in Southern California. So if I can moisturize my skin and protect it, I can, not have spots and weird sun damage. I'm down with that. I'm totally cool. Graven babies. Yeah, you live in a warm, sunny climate too, huh? You had a skin cancer spot burnt off. See, I'd rather not get to that point. So you understand what I'm talking about there. Yeah. Jesse 12-string. Yep. You drove about 1.5 hours with your arm bent outside the window. Don't think twice. He got a sunburn, like a crazy sunburn, it sounds like. Yeah, Daniel, it doesn't really rain too often here in Southern California. We can use a little bit of rain right now. Sarah, your massage therapist says you have the skin of a 30-year-old. Well, let me know more about that, Sarah. What do? Do you protect yourself? Do you try to avoid like hardcore sun? Let me know what you're doing. Yeah, I have a little hat too. You've probably seen me wear it on our videos on the Catalina camping trips, like a little brown hat thing. I don't know what to call it. It was like a Gilligan's Island kind of hat, I guess. I've been wearing that too when I go outside to take out the trash and stuff like that. Just, that's what the dermatologist said. It all kind of adds up. There's like not one solution. Sunscreen isn't the be all end all, but just everything you can do to add up, it all adds up together. Oh, you explained it above? Okay. Let me see if I can scroll. Okay, you wear sun gloves because, of course, I do. Car windows are tinted very dark. Wow. See, I don't have any of that stuff. I see. So you are doing things. See, that's what I'm doing. And that's why Produce Not Pills is kind of wondering what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to do little things. I'm not going to be all anal and have all this anxiety about it. So if I just can wake up, put some moisturizer on my skin just because it's good to and it has UV protection, why not? Like, what the hell, Yes, I did get a vegan sunscreen. I don't. It's in the room next door. I think the brand is ACURE. I remember I went to Amazon and typed in vegan moisturizer SPF. I think that was the brand. Anyway, yeah, you can find them. It took a little search. The ones I found naturally weren't vegan. Not in my natural search, without specifying vegan. But yeah, just put vegan in the search and it came right up. Hey, mi comunidad vegana, how is it going? I don't listen to Tony. I remember that name from like 1989. I can't say I've listened to any of their tunes. Wow, raining. Yeah, Georgia. It's raining in the south, right? I saw there was like historic flooding in like in Tennessee and Texas. Like 1,000-year type storms, which are becoming a lot more common, 1,000-year heat waves, 1,000-year floods. Oh, Sarah, you had a cancerous mole carved off, so you ain't playing. See, yeah. I want to try to avoid getting to something like that. I'm just trying to be preventative. I don't want this spot to turn into something, or something else to come up. So I'm just, doing little things. Okay, Produce Not Pills. Yeah, I'm not. I embrace it to the extent I don't like cover my sunspot here. I don't put any makeup or whatever people put on it, bronzer or whatever. I don't know what people do. I just don't want it to get worse, and I don't want more of them. But I'm cool with it. I'm not like bummed or anything. I'm not going to go to get it lasered off. At least I don't plan to anytime soon or anything like that. Yeah, that's cool. I'd say I'm not against aging. It's happening. I just want to try to age as gracefully as possible. That's why I pay so much attention at my age to my athleticism and fitness. I like having the fitness and of someone much younger than me. I can tell you, I match up playing 19-year-olds in basketball and do very, very well typically. That's cool. And I hadn't surfed in like 4 years. 4 years, zero surfing. How many people can like be in their 50s, take 4 years off from surfing, and then go back out there and be able to do it? I mean, it's cool to have a younger body than what your chronological age says you are. So I'm just trying to like preserve myself so I can keep active and have fun in my 60s, 70s. Who knows? I'm just going to try to keep it going. Part of that now is just going to try to protect my skin a little bit more, especially I'm getting back into being more outdoors in the sun with like surfing. So I'm glad I'm on top of my like my sunscreen game right now. Let's see, I'm Benjamin Button going backwards. Yeah, I know that movie. It's Brad Pitt. I tried watching it once. I just wasn't jiving with it. But I remember he was doing the opposite of me. He was old and getting younger. I'm younger. Wait, I'm wrapping my head around that right now. Oh, thanks, Dark Cradle. Yeah, I just figured summer. Like, when else am I going to wear a shirt like this in the middle of winter? Probably not, right? So I'll just put it on right now. Let's see. I see VLAM giving some advice here. That's cool. Sounds good. Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, I saw Las Vegas. Like, Las Vegas Strip. The casinos were getting flooded, too. Yeah. Uncle, as much sun as you had in the past, haven't had any skin cancer issues. That's knock on wood there for you. I guess I want to, hopefully I'm like you. Just I want to consider myself fortunate up until now. But now I guess at 55, it'd be a good time for me to like reassess and reevaluate my relationship with the sun a little bit and tweak it. I'm not being all like afraid of the sun or anything like that. Just tweaking it, putting some stuff on my face to help me out a little bit, protect me. Robert Bird, what's that? Ryan, don't say that you will have some. Say it's from the diet. What's that? I kind of missed what your context is there. Produce Not Pills. You are right, though. You are absolutely right. You slam dunked it there, Produce Not Pills. Yeah. As you know, there's all these anti-vegan channels like Vegan D or VD. Vegan Discrimination is her channel name, right? Anyway, yeah, what'd you say there? Yeah, vegans are not allowed to age. Be careful. You're absolutely right. Yeah, if you age, and we all do, unless we die, then we cease to be and don't age anymore. But as long as we remain alive, we age through time. That's how time works. But people like VD don't understand that. She'll find a video or a shot of me from like 2014 and compare it to me now or in recent times. Look, Ryan got older. It's because of the vegan diets. No, it's because I didn't die. I think I look pretty freaking decent for my age. And I'm just saying I'm the world's most youthful looking 55-year-old. I'm not saying I'm the hottest 55-year-old guy. I'm not saying anything. I just think I look decently well for my age. But these people are ageist and stupid. So anyway, hey, why don't we turn the tables on vegan discrimination? I know she tries to hide herself. Isn't that ironic? She loves to dish it but can't take it. But maybe we can dish some to her. Can we find some photos of her from when her channel started? It's been around like maybe 4 or 5 years now. And does she have images of her then and now? We can put them up on the screen and compare them and like, oh my God, look. Vegan discrimination has gotten older over time. Oh my God, her diet is a fail. Her diet sucks. Should we do that? Can we turn the tables on her and show her, hey, you didn't die and you aged, so your diet must suck, right? Robert Bird, talk about the anti-vegans blaming everything on the diet. Yeah, they do. Anything bad that happens to you, they blame it on the diet. Things that happen to normal, non-vegan people, not to say that's normal to be non-vegan. You know what I'm talking about? If you go to the dentist, you get a cavity. It's because you're vegan. Like, funny. I didn't see any vegans in the waiting room at the dentist. I didn't see any vegans in the waiting room at the oral surgeon when I got my teeth extracted. It's just something that happens for various reasons. It's ridiculous. You get in a car accident. It's because they were vegan. Anything. You hurt your elbow when you fall down. You wouldn't have fallen down if you were not vegan. What's that food man used to leave raw hamburger under people's couch cushions back American Evil Youth? Really? Wow, that's quite a change. Now you can leave some Beyond Burger, raw Beyond Burger under the couch. Hey, fellow cult member, Jordan, fellow Happy Fam and cult member here, Jordan. Yes, thank you for paying homage to me, your cult leader. Thank you so much for your super chat tip too. Good to see you there, Jordan. I think Angie told me she was chatting with you or your mom. You guys made you and your mom made one of the recipes from the Happy Healthy Vegan cookbook, right? Let me know which one it was again, Jordan. Let's see, Chronicles of Lucifer. Wow, your daughter went vegan in 2013. That's when Andrew and I went fully vegan. Then you followed immediately along with your mom. So we have 3 generations of vegan. That's incredible. Wow, that's totally amazing there. To have 3 generations of you guys vegan. I can't get any my family members, older or younger, to go vegan. So whatever you guys are doing there, I tip my hat. What's that, Peter? This carnivore doctor, are you talking about Saladino, the psychiatrist? Said he ate an apple and now his elbow hurts. So apples are so bad for you according... Oh, or are you talking about Fager? Or is it someone else? But the apple. So if you eat an apple, it makes your elbow hurt. Interesting. Let's look up on Google if eating apples is known to be associated with sore elbows. It seems pretty dubious to me. Hey Jordan, thanks for the super chat tip. Yes, the ratatouille, awesome. You haven't had that in quite a while. That sounds delicious. Angie just made us like the epic burrito bowl, which is in the first book, which is in Keep It Carb Baby. We had that for lunch today, a little bit before the live stream, like an hour and a half or so before. So I'm pretty full right now. A lot of rice, a lot of beans, a lot of avocado. All the food groups are there: carbs, protein, fats. It's an amazing meal. You've been vegan for over a year now. You started when you're 13 and now you're 14. And guess what? Jordan's still alive. Jordan's doing well. Jordan loves it. Yeah, it's appropriately planned, well-planned vegan diets are appropriate for people in all stages of life. Young people like Jordan, even younger. People who are not even born yet or infants. And it's even good for older folk like myself too. As long as you're not doing anything ridiculous, as long as it's properly planned, you're getting all your macronutrients, getting all your calories, paying attention to micronutrients. Yeah, it's appropriate for all people in all stages of life. Again, that's not my opinion. I can show you the citation for that, but I don't want to get everyone all drunk yet. But yeah, happy 1 year, Jordan, our good friend. Let's see. Ryan was watching Dusty Dud. He was watching a vegan doco. What do I think of Donald Watson, the Vegan Society person? He found veganism and so it was all about diet. That's cool. To me, veganism is more than just like a person's opinion. And, I think any definition of veganism needs to make the distinction between following it for like a dietary reason, like my doctor put me on this, versus an ethical reason. That's why I went vegan, because I thought it was wrong, and I still believe it's wrong to kill animals in order for me to live. So that's the essence of veganism, that moral conviction that it's just wrong to harm animals. And yeah, it's a diet, of course. We've got to eat something. But, like I was saying, the definition of veganism is beyond any one person. So cool, he founded it. But, if he founded it, it was in its early nascent stages. It probably hadn't been thoroughly thought out yet and all the distinctions that need to be made. So that's cool. Yeah, I don't know too much about him. I know there was some controversy with the early days of the Vegan Society and its definitions. But if you go back to the 1940s, like I said, it contains the core concept of the doctrine that, not to use sexist language, but man shall not exploit animals. Something pretty close to that, almost verbatim. So they got it even back in the 40s. Like I said, it may have taken a little while to actually come around and make sure the ethical, moral component of veganism is in the definition, as I believe it should be. Because again, if it's not just a diet, where it's more than a plant-based diet, somebody be plant-based and not give a crap about animals. That's fine, but that's just not veganism. But thanks, Jordan. You love being vegan. It saves animals. Yeah, that's all about Jordan. That's the core of veganism. It's not an environmental movement, even though it's great for the environment. It's not a health movement, even though you can, if you want to, make it very healthy. You can make it very unhealthy. It's your choice. But at its essence, veganism is about saving animals' lives by not eating them every day, by not exploiting them every day. So that's it. Veganism is so simple, so simple. But so many people like to confuse it, intentionally or not. I don't know why people don't understand. It's about not killing and exploiting animals. It's so simple. Yeah, Graven Babes, you can't love animals if you eat them. How can you truly say you're an animal lover? I see this all the time, Like Angie will be watching like a Run BTS, and some of the guys in the band are self-proclaimed animal lovers, talk about how much they love the animals. Then the next minute they're going out to like they're eating pork and beef and stuff like that. Like, what? You don't see the disconnect there? Not dissing on BTS. I'm just saying it's just a common thing. I see this all the time. Please, Army, BTS Army, don't come and attack me or anything. I would say the same thing about any other band. It's just the first example that came to mind. Okay, the BTS is cool. I've seen them twice before. Not bagging. Anyway. Jordan, thanks again for the super chat tip. Thank you. Thanks to everyone for congratulating Jordan. Yeah, cool, guys. You guys are so considerate and nice there. Letting Jordan know. Bond, VG, are you talking about Richard called Simnet a fake vegan because he feeds his pets? Well, again, here's the thing: what you feed others is not is not you. Like, here's the whole thing. Like, say we have people like this. I'm not using weird hypothetical examples like haters often use. I've known people who are like parents who are vegan for ethical reasons, yet their kids won't eat a completely vegan diet. So they are forced to make food for them. Is that parent not a vegan anymore? I know that you can do it. You can't force someone to be vegan. You can't force an animal to be vegan if they're not able to. I know it might be great for some people I tell you, dogs, from what I understand, really easy to make vegan. Like 99% of dogs, vegan, no problem. Cats, some people have great success. And some people, if that happened to VG, if he fed his cat vegan and it worked out for him, awesome. That's totally cool. But cats are more variable. I'm trying to say, just because it worked out for you or a person, doesn't mean it's going to work out for another cat. Cats are much more variable in the ability to be fed completely plant-based diet. So I think it's kind of judgmental and short-sighted to take your case study of one or two and extrapolate or generalize that to the entire population. I fed my animal completely vegan and it works, so you should be able to do that first. It doesn't work out the way. Trust me on this. It's not as slam dunk as it is with dogs. Graven Babies, your pugs eat the souls of animal abusers. It's her hobby. Yeah, Chronicles of Lucifer. Yeah, we cannot force others to follow our own ethical choices. Exactly. You can't force your children to have the same moral, ethical choices. You could maybe force them to eat your food, but you can't force someone to be vegan. You know what I'm saying? You can't put a gun to their head and say, hey, you're going to be vegan, right? It doesn't work that way. Oh, Jackalope, what are you saying here? Therefore, I must have missed an argument. Therefore is the meaning of your conclusion. Therefore, you're not eliminating a food group because it's not a food group for me in your eyes. Well, what'd you say before that? Okay, I kind of don't think of veganism as a diet because I don't think of animals as food. Other animals eat animals. Veganism isn't. Here's the thing. Veganism is an ethical stance. It's saying, it's wrong to harm and exploit. Not harm, but it's harm to exploit animals. It's wrong to be cruel to animals. That's what veganism's all about. But we have to eat something, right? We're not going to die. We're not going to eat rocks or something like that, or plastic, right? We're going to eat something. We eat plants and fungi. So yeah, it is a diet. Technically, it's a diet that doesn't have animal products. But yeah, I don't consider it really a diet, even though you can say vegan diet. But yeah, veganism at its core is not a diet. Hey, Han Solo's cousin is back from being Jordan here on your other account. That's how we first encountered Jordan, is Han Solo's cousin. So good to see you here. Let me check some. Are you let me see. Okay. All right. Okay. I see both your accounts there. All right. Cool. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, show people who you're trying to convince to go vegan. I said you can't force someone, but yeah, show them things like Dominion if they can sit through all the cruelty of that. Forks over knives. So to see some of the health aspects. Game Changers. If you want to see that, you can be an elite athlete performing at the highest levels, consume zero animal products, and still be an elite athlete and compete at the highest levels. Whatever their issue is, you can show them the particular documentary that will suit their needs and show them what's up. Okay, Dairy Fair. The issue Richard is taking with Simnet and others is that they're not even trying or talking about it. What do you mean, not even trying or talking about what there? Yeah, inform me, because I don't know. I'm totally, I don't watch his content, so I don't know what's up with this conversation. But it's kind of rude to just call out another vegan and call him someone, especially like Simnet Nutrition has been doing it so long and so diligently, and such a good role model for for people. To call him fake is kind of mean and uncalled for. How often do you hear me saying another vegan is like a lower vegan than me? That's just not cool. Yeah, Peter. Yeah, you said you stopped watching his content because he was too judgmental. Yeah, something like that. Just like casting judgment, like this vegan is not a real vegan. You're like, well, that's your opinion. Cool, everyone's entitled to it, but it's not really helping things, not helping our cause if we're going on saying I'm a higher level vegan, he's a lower level vegan. What good does that do? Anyway, eating some vegan tacos, Wesker. Wow, I wish you could send me some. I'm still pretty full from our vegan burrito bowl. Oh, what's that, Uncle? Did I hear the story of a vegan activist who was arrested and charged with 2 felonies and a misdemeanor after removing 3 sick piglets from a factory farm in North Carolina? 2 felonies? Are you kidding me? For I guess maybe the let's see. Did they like break an entry, that kind of thing? Like, I guess they're getting them on that, and maybe like stealing property, even though the property was of no value and actually a liability to the slaughterhouse or wherever it was. Wow, no, I didn't hear about that. Bond. Are you serious? Are you guys just bagging on Richard for the hell of it right now? Vegan Gains has started calling out Earthing Ed for his terrible debate skills. Well, Earthing Ed isn't trying to beat your ass in a debate. That's like Vegan Gains' tactic, which is fine. I'm not bagging on that at all. That's a perfectly fine and valid strategy. Earthling Ed employs something more akin to what's known as the Socratic method. You may have heard that. It's attributed to Socrates, the philosopher from ancient Greece from 2,500 years ago. And he never really wrote anything down. Everything we know about Socrates comes from one of his pupils, Plato. And it's called the Socratic dialogues. They show how the conversations Socrates had with the people he was quote unquote debating with. And it wasn't a debate like what Vegan Gains does. It was, you ask questions, which and you keep asking questions, and it's a dialogue like that where you proceed to show when people think they know something by asking them questions like, explain that more. Let's get to the root of what you're talking about. It shows that they really don't know what the hell they're talking about. That's what Ed's doing. He's using some form of a Socratic method more than trying to beat someone down and kill them in a debate. So that's 2 different approaches, and that's what I was trying to tell Richard in our little discussion we had online, that there's no one right way to do vegan activism. And if you think your way is the one and only right way, you might want to check yourself, because it's just ridiculous to think that you happen to stumble on the one and only the best way of being a vegan activist. And here I'm kind of throwing some shade. I'm just saying, I firmly believe there's no one right way. Ed's more gentle Socratic method is completely valid for his purposes. And if Richard wants to get in a slugfest with some anti-vegans and beat them to death with logic or whatever, that's totally fine too. But there's no one superior method. It's just so self-righteous to think that the best. You're plugged into truth. Yeah, I like Ed too. Those annoying ancient Greek philosophers. Yeah, everything Ed is great. VG said Ed isn't doing the Socratic method properly. Like I said, Ed is doing a version of the Socratic method. Ed is under no onus to follow exactly the method that Socrates employed in ancient Greece 2,500 years ago. He's using, like, no one does the Socratic method exactly right or whatever. You use a version of it. It's more of an argument or a debate style rather than a technique or form that one masters or something like that. It's a technique that's defined by asking a lot of questions that are non-threatening questions that are very, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? That help just explore an idea. Anyway, that political vegan, I'm not a serious philosopher? What do you mean by that? I'm not a professional philosopher, but neither are either of these guys I'm talking about. I'm one of the few that actually is trained in philosophy. That's what I have my degree in, and I'm a philosophy PhD dropout. So you guys can all debate if I'm a serious philosopher or not. I've never made the claim that I'm a serious philosopher. You wrote 3 notes. Well, what are you trying to say? Just sum it all up. Just kind of sum it up for me, or copy and paste your point here. But I'm not denying. I've never said I'm a serious philosopher, but I do have some training, more than pretty much all these guys we're talking about here on YouTube. Yeah, I agree with you, Sam. Ed is one of the best vegans we have on social media, and he's also, I don't know if he's the smartest one. I'll take the Pepsi challenge with Ed on brightness. But anyway, yeah, he's definitely a smart man for sure. Oh wait, political vegan. Do you understand how much of a joke that is to say that vegan gain strategy is equally valid? Way to shred your I'm a serious philosopher card. No, here's what I'm saying, political vegan. I'm saying Richard has a debate strategy. I'm not talking about his antics on his videos, like saying he wants to kill babies. I'm talking about one thing specifically, the way he debates people. He likes to grind them up in the meat grinder, spit them out, and that's fine. That is one, I mean, if you take debate class or anything like that, debate team, that is one method, and it's valid. Are you saying that is not a valid method of debate? Please tell me where I'm wrong in that assessment. I'm just saying it's one strategy. There is no one total, absolute correct strategy for debate, but that is one. Are you denying that? You're saying putting someone through the meat grinder should never be done in debate. Explain to me where I'm misunderstanding you. I'm not saying it's my favorite tactic, but it's fine. It's not illegal. It's not immoral or unethical or anything like that. It's a total strategy people use. Yeah, Dusty Duh, there is talk about Pythagoras, and there's speculation if Pythagoras is actually a singular dude or a bunch of guys. I mean, they're the Pythagoreans, but yeah, they are attributed to, it's been attributed to them to be vegetarian, maybe vegan, something like that, foregoing some animal products, I forgot what. Drinking bell? Yeah, maybe we should have a poop wall there. But it sounds like that political vegan wants to impose restrictions on how Vegan Gains is able to conduct debates. And I fully disagree. I don't think you should be able to constrain how he conducts debates. If he wants to put people through the grinder, he can do it. Why limit him? Why do you feel like you have the right to, I'm not saying everyone has their opinion and you can disagree with it, but why do you feel like he can't do that? Why is he not allowed to have like those types of debates? I'm just kind of curious. Again, it's not my debate style, but just because it's not my style, it doesn't mean I want to fascistly shut it down. I'm not calling you fascist. I'm just saying just because I disagree with things in the world doesn't mean I want to ban them or shut them down or something like that. Yeah, and Johnny Bravo, when do I say I'm a serious philosopher? I just admitted to you, I don't come out and say I'm a serious philosopher. I state objective facts. I have a bachelor's of arts in philosophy, and I was admitted to a PhD program, and I took a leave of absence. That's my philosophy background in a nutshell. It goes way more deep than that, but that's it. If you want to infer from that I'm conceited and I present myself as a serious philosopher, you're projecting some nonsense that, I mean, please find any video of in my past 1,000 videos I've made here on YouTube where I come out and proclaim that Ryan Lum is a serious philosopher. I've never said anything of the like. So it really makes me wonder what your angle is here. I mean, are you just triggered because I didn't bash Richard when I could have there? I mean, I wasn't defending him. I was just saying he has the right to debate in the style that he sees fit for his purposes. If you don't think he does, you got to explain why you want to limit his ability to debate. That's all I'm saying. So I am a serious philosopher. I mean, I'm putting the onus on you. Why you feel the need to limit his debate techniques. Roaches and parasites? What are you talking about there, Fu Man? I must have missed something. Yeah, Graven Babies, you're absolutely right. Vegan Gains is allowed to offend. Last time I checked, Vegan Gains lives in a free country. He's on a platform where he's, sometimes he pushes the limits, the edges of community guidelines on YouTube. But still, as long as, let's say he stays within them, he has every right to offend in his debates. I mean, it might not be to your liking. If so, don't watch them. I don't watch his debates. You have the right to not click them, right? Just because they're up there on YouTube doesn't mean you have to watch them. Oh, thank you, Misanthrope. Yeah, we don't have to bag on anyone else to say I'm good at critical thinking, but thank you so much. I appreciate that, Uncle, have I heard of street epistemology? Oh yeah, I think I've seen that dude. I think I used to watch, I caught a couple of his videos where he'd go around to colleges and debate people on religion or stuff like that. I don't know, he probably talks about other things too. Would I agree with the technique of philosophical discussion? What I saw, the 1 or 2 or 3 episodes I saw maybe 3 years ago, was before COVID. If we're talking about the same guy, it's, to me, what I recall from that limited exposure, it seemed like a kind of Socratic method, which I thought seemed fair, totally fair. I didn't see anything shady with it. It seemed like he was being honest, So that's my if we're talking about the same guy and with my vague memory from back then. Let's see, that political vegan. You're saying Vegan Gains is not allowed to abuse your mind with telepathy? What? What does that even mean? It just so happens it's his image. Critical thinking, pretend forever, you evil punk. Am I the evil punk now? Or what's going on here? Do we need to time you out? Like, what is the point you're trying to say to me here? Just be really clear, because you're kind of going all over the place. Sum it up very clearly. If you pride yourself as being someone who's a philosopher or has critical thinking skills, sum it up here nice and easy and concisely. What's the point you're trying to say? Because it sounds like you're trying to do personal attacks, which brings me to the poop wall here. Let's go to the poop wall, and I want to make sure we know what the rules are here, because I have some really basic rules here. And rule number 1 is where we want to have a look at here. Be civil. No personal attacks, like calling me evil or something like that. Or you calling Richard evil? Anyway, no personal attacks. Harassment, racism, sexism, ageism. We're not seeing that right now. But please, no personal attacks or harassment. That is the reason why I have these rules are because we need to have some kind of baseline for how we're going to discuss things. And we need to be civil. We're not here to fight and make this some kind of crap show or something like that. It's about having an open, civil discussion, like say most people would have, say at school and university or at work or school, whatever. Not like something you'd have in the playground where you're getting in a fight or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? It's civil discussion. A meat wall would be better. It's a poop wall. Death of Rabbit. Every time VG is brought up on this channel, everyone get mad at Ryan. That's kind of what's going on today, huh? What's that? What are you talking about? That political thing. I'm going to put you on the poop wall. What in the hell? What are you talking about here? I'm going to put your comment on the poop wall. Please explain what the hell you're talking about here. I have no idea. I said be clear and concise. You're talking about subtext. You're getting all like vague and stuff here. Let's put your comment up here for all to see. All right. Oops. Here it is. Here's his comment. You're doing this subtextual comment thing about abuse. You shouldn't know about what the hell is going here. Oh, we got a drink here. And we also need to...
I'm going to leave your words on this board for all my classes to enjoy, giving you full credit, of course.
What is wrong here? What do you mean subtext? All I said is that there's no one and only way to debate. VG can do his way of debating, which is not my technique, but just because of the fact that it's not my technique doesn't mean I want to ban that technique or ban his ability, his free choice to engage in that technique. But you seem to disagree with that. Like, what part of that do you disagree? Do you want to shut him down? Do you want to ban him from using that debate style? Be clear. Don't bullshit me with subtext and all this nonsense. Be absolutely clear. Be concise. That's, if you studied philosophy, analytic philosophy it is, as opposed to like continental philosophy, you'd understand clear, concise thinking. Speak very clearly like I am, because I don't understand this subtext thing. Oh, Sarah, you took an entire semester class on Plato versus Nietzsche. Wow, that's so, in my mind, off the tip of my brain, is that an expression, an idiom? So incomparable. They're from different eras, different styles of philosophy. I can't even imagine what your professor did there. I'm sure it was a great course, but I'm intrigued by that course. Let's see. To Redbird 1, you had a philosophy class mostly held at the campus bar. That sounds like a great context. It was an interesting class. I edited his textbook and turned it in with my final. Got an A. Awesome. Good for you. What's that, Robert Bird? Gotta go. See ya. Earphones are telling me they're flat. Oh, you're out of power, it sounds like. Your AirPods or whatever, or wireless headphones are dying on you. Anyway, as we wait to see why the subtext of me saying that people have the right to engage in the debate technique of their choosing is somehow a horrible thing to say, I want to see why that is. Anyway, it was a wild class. Plato versus Nietzsche. I can't even imagine. Anyway, what are we talking about there? About pee? What are we missing here? Oh, Vegan Wesker. Yeah, our first trip back to Disneyland was fun. It was cool. It got really crowded at night. There's too many parades and people there. I didn't like that. I wanted to be more chill, but yeah, we ate some really good food. They added some new offerings, some new vegan offerings that were like surprisingly good. Let's see. Johnny Bravo, getting sleepy? Hey, stay as long as you can, Johnny. It's all good. So anyway, where are you, that political vegan? You gotta tell me what's up with this? How come you say this to me when I say that people have the right to debate in the style that they see fit, even if it's one that you might not choose yourself? Just let me know. And why and again, also too, Mr. Political Vegan, please tell me where I said I'm like this great philosopher or whatever you said I claimed I said. I'd love to see let me know where you're getting that from. So as we wait for our political vegan to come back and defend these claims, we'll get back to you guys here. Wait, are we talking about drinking urine? Let's not go down that road, please. Trapped in the Matrix. Yeah, this sounds like a great statement there. Trapped in the Matrix. If it helps people go vegan, I'm for any and all forms of debate, discussion, and activism. Exactly my point that I tried to tell Richard. We need all kinds of vegans and all forms of discussion and activism, and there's not one and only one way to do it. If you don't do it that way, you suck. Let's see. What else am I missing here? Why are we talking about urine? Why are we guys still talking about drinking? It's not. Please, guys, let's not talk about urine. You know, this is not the forum or channel for discussions on drinking urine or doing things with urine other than just like urinating. VLAM, the future is not plant-based, it's bacteria-based. What do you mean by that? Kind of curious. Is it are we still talking about the P there? Okay, what's that, VLAM? You've been reading on the future of food lately and becoming more convinced the future will likely be bacteria-based due to much smaller land use. How do we feel about eating bacteria? Interesting. Like, why do we if we don't devote all the land that we're using 45% of the Earth's land for cattle. Why, if we get rid of that, why would we need to eat bacteria? I'm not debunking you, Vila. I'm just kind of curious. Maybe that would be a better solution to the problem of growing population needing to be fed. Maybe just more efficiently use the land. But maybe the authors of this paper didn't like that or didn't consider that. I don't know. Let me know. Just curious. All right, guys, no more pee, all right? No more pee, please. No more pee. Urine, pee, any of that stuff, let's just move on, please. Please, please. It just makes me think of clowns like Tim Sheaf and stuff like that. Pee puns freely flowing now. No, stop. Stop. Ooh. All right. Poop. Okay, I guess we can move on to poop, I guess, if it makes us leave pee. Yeah, I guess I'll take poo over pee right now. That's where we're at tonight, huh? On to poop it is. Yeah, let's go on to poo. Let's leave pee behind us. The reason why poo's better because you don't see too many people advocating for eating poo as you do for drinking pee. Anyway. And I'm still game for an anti-vegan. If you're out there lurking, if you think you have a good argument against veganism, if you think you can debunk it, I'm here. Now's your time. Now's your opportunity to shine. You may single-handedly shut down the entirety of this whole vegan enterprise this evening. We'll have to all leave and find other things to do with our lives if you can debunk it. So we're waiting. And the fate and future of veganism lies in the balance. So please come on and let's get it out there. Hey, Angie. Wow, such elevated conversation. You never know what you're gonna get, huh? Like Forrest Gump says, like a box of chocolates, huh? Okay, VLAM, more about this future being bacteria-based. It's technically called precision fermentation. The microbes make protein and fat in a fermentation vat. They're dried and made into flour. The tech is developed by NASA. That's cool for something like space travel where size and volume and mass are very limited and precious. Yeah, that sounds great. But it seems like we have enough land here, especially if we don't have to devote 45% of Earth's land to cattle. But maybe I said that I'm just going out on a limb there, VLAN. Maybe they were considering that as one of the options. They were trying to have a good pro food bacteria argument. Yeah, Sarah, we covered all here in the Friday live stream. Goes all over the place. I missed an opportunity to play the fart sound, Angie. What happened? What did I miss there? Whoa, Daniel, that's some interesting line of reasoning there. Dr. Spoogelman, thank you for subscribing, Dr. Spoogelman. What are you a doctor of there? What is a spoogel? Dusty Dud, would I debate Lane Norton on veganism? Refresh me, Lane Norton. Oh, he's that PhD biochemist guy. Is that who you're talking about? If so, what would there be to debate? I'm not a biochemist, so I'm not going to discuss biochemistry. It's an ethical, moral stance. So if he wants to talk about ethics and morality, I'll be more than happy to talk with him about that. But if he's going to look at veganism as purely like a scientific food thing, I'm not your guy, and that's not what veganism is. So yeah, I'd be happy to discuss it with him, but I don't think he'd be all that interested in talking about ethics and stuff like that. Yeah, the fart sound means drink, and the ding means drink too. So let's all have a drink. Yeah, Travis. And before then, though, I could get a biochem degree to get prepared for such a potential debate, huh? Issa, sometimes you think about old memories around from your non-vegan days. Oh, I used to have that sort of a little bit too in the early days, but now everything's been veganized. Like I remember for years I missed Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia and Fish Food. Those are my two favorites. And there's dairy-free vegan versions of them now. Anything you missed in the past, you can eat now, pretty much. I mean, there's very few exceptions, especially now in 2022, So that's the way I like to look at it. You don't have to really leave anything in the past. There's now more than likely a very good vegan version of what you missed back in your non-vegan days. Let's see. Yeah, Jesse. Yeah, vegan options are amazing now. Maybe not as good. I mean, like they weren't as good when we first went vegan in like 2010 or 20. Wait, yeah, 2010. Why did I say 2013 earlier? I said that wrong. Someone's gonna like catch me in some anti-vegan. Just for clarification, 2013 is when we started our YouTube channel. We didn't go vegan that year. We went vegan in 2010. So someone's probably going to catch that and say, oh, he didn't go vegan in 2010. Here he said 2013. It was a slip up, right? It happens. Vegans make mistakes. Non-vegans make mistakes. I say a lot of stuff on live streams. So I'm not always pulling out accurate memories when it comes to memory-based things like that. Yeah, things are totally different now, Jesse. It's a whole different landscape when it comes to finding processed vegan foods now compared to like 2010 or 2013. It's so much better now. Yeah, the dairy-free Ben and Jerry's is so good. I haven't had any in a long time. I was at the market at Whole Foods a couple weeks ago, and I was tempted to get some, but I just look on the back, I see all that saturated fat, so I opted for Cado. It costs like $3 more. It's avocado based, so there's no coconut oil, but the saturated fat content was like 100 times better, so I went for that. It was really good. I think we got, what did we get, Angie? A chocolate flavor, if I remember right, some kind of rich chocolate. It was delicious, and it was a health food as far as my heart's concerned. Yeah, I'd get some more. Unfortunately, it's like $8 something compared to like $5 something for Ben and Jerry's. But it's hard to put a price on having a good healthy heart, right? I think that's worth $3. Wow, VLAN, plant-based meat alternatives are cheaper than animal flesh in the Netherlands. Wow, I wonder how that worked out economically. Nicholas, 7K, why do I care about bees? Tell me more, Nicholas. Please. That's what do you mean? Elaborate. I will be more than happy to answer your question and engage that. But continue on. What do you mean? I care. I care about lots of things. I mean, like what? I care about people. I care about animals. I care about my studio. I mean, what do you mean? I care about bees. I care about birds. What do you mean? Like, why do I care about bees? Like, should I not care about them? Let me know. You got to explain more. Let's see, Antonio. Tomorrow here in New York City, the Animal March writes, we expect over 6,000 people. I will go live. People all are joining. Awesome. Yeah, I saw Angie was telling Uncle about the Epic Burrito Bowl. I told everyone about that earlier, but that's cool. Angie got to tell everyone. Yeah, VLAM is, why don't you care about bees? Like, I should hate bees? Like, when I see bees, I should go smash them with a hammer or something like that? I mean, I don't understand. Like, yeah, of course I like bees. should I hate bees? Like, I want to know. You got a lot of explaining to do, Mr. I forgot your name, anti-bee person. Let me know what attitude should I have towards bees? Maybe that's the appropriate question. What do you think is the right attitude that a healthy person, mentally healthy person should have about bees? Explain that to me. Teach me how I should think about bees. Okay, Nicholas, you're not saying hate or love them. It should be indifference like a plant. Why? And how I like plants. I mean, I go out in gardens. I look at beautiful plants. Some plants I do eat. But why are you saying I should look at a bee as I say I look at I don't know, like a piece of kale? I should look at, you're saying that's the healthy attitude. I should treat bees in the same way I treat non-sentient life, like kale. Is that what you're arguing? And why? Why should I? Why? That's what you do. So tell me why I and everyone else here, everyone in the world for that matter, it sounds like that's the position you're advocating for. Why should everyone look at bees being equivalent to like a piece of kale? Just kind of curious.
Could you try again?
Siri, I didn't ask you anything. Quiet. Okay. Metaconscious. Well, bees are, by definition, animals. I know a lot of people aren't aware of that, but insects are part of the animal kingdom. And, all right, here we go, guys. Let's drink up. Let's have a drink, and we are going to look at the definition of veganism. It's a philosophy and a way of living which seeks to exclude, as far as possible and practicable, all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals. Right there. Cruelty and exploitation to animals. Bees are an animal. Insects are animals. So if you are exploiting bees, if you are being cruel to bees or exploiting bees, you're not doing what the definition of vegan says. I hold bees in the same regard I hold other sentient beings. It doesn't matter if it's a cow or a giraffe or a squirrel or a rodent or a bee. I don't need to exploit bees, just like I don't need to exploit pigs. So you're telling me I should kind of pick and choose like a Chinese takeout menu philosophy. I'm going to exploit these animals over here, but these animals I'm not going to exploit. Is that what you're advocating for? Please let me know why I should be kind of hypocritical in my veganism, why I should bend it to my will and exploit some animals because I find it convenient and others. I'm just kind of curious. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to know why I should be so bendable in my who I exploit as far as sentient beings go. Just kind of curious. What's that, Uncle? Your mom told me that one time when she came home from work on a night shift, you must have been totally asleep, passed through your room and I asked her if she's ever kissed a bee while you're asleep. Wow, that's an amazing story there. And why not? Why not kiss a bee? You know, why not express some love to the bees there? Give them a little love. What's that, Gomez? Especially wild bees and other pollinators. Hive bees that are bred actually still pollen that natural insects need. I don't wish many harm. Let's see. You do like to kiss cows. Yeah, kiss cows, kiss bees. I don't understand why I should intentionally harm bees when there's absolutely no reason. I'm just kind of curious why should I cause harm to bees? I don't need to consume their work. I'm living just fine. I have healthy blood tests, good athleticism, doing fine, just doing absolutely perfect without honey. It's not an essential nutrient or anything like that. So why should I go out of my way and intentionally like exploit an animal for no purpose other than to benefit from it? That's what exploitation is. Did you see my video on the bees? Animal is just a meaningless distinction. No, it's not a meaningless distinction. It's a word that has a definition. If you are a scientist, you're not going to say, words like animals, those definitions mean nothing. No, there's definitions. Bees are animals. So, but again, tell me, even if they're not animals, let's just say bees are not animals. Let's give you that, okay? Explain to me why I need to harm them. Why should I violate my code of like not harming sentient beings? Why should I cross over to the insect world and start exploiting them so I can benefit from their work? They work all day as a colony and to produce honey for their colony's benefit. They need it for various purposes for the functioning of their bee colony. So why should I go and take it from them? That's exploiting. Why do I want to exploit the bees' work for my benefit of taste pleasure or to sell it as a business and make money off of it? Please let me know why I should do that. I'm considering, again, it's not essential. If I need a nutrient honey, I don't. I'd be dead if there was some nutrient honey that we need. Do I need it to sweeten things? Hell no. I sweeten things on a near daily basis here without using honey. So you need to give me a compelling argument as to why I should violate my vegan philosophy of not exploiting sentient beings, because they do have sensory apparatus, brains. Maybe they're primitive by your standards, but just because something is stupid doesn't give me the right to exploit it. So I'm just kind of curious why I should violate my vegan way of living to harm an animal, exploit an animal to consume a product that is absolutely unnecessary. Just kind of curious. Just let me know. But yeah, it's drink again. I missed an opportunity to drink there. Yeah, Clarissa, there's some people think honey has magical healing powers. It doesn't. There's nothing magic about honey. Let's see. Can we have one day without knuckleheads? I mean, it's a fair question. I wouldn't say Nicholas is being a knucklehead. I'm just trying to extract from Nicholas his reasoning why I should violate my vegan way of living to exploit a sentient being for no reason. I mean, other than to benefit myself. That's exploitation. Again, there's no reason. I don't need it. I don't need it to sweeten things. I don't need it for health. So I'm trying to understand why. You never said they weren't more sentient. No, I don't remember criticizing you on the status of your assessment of bees' level of sentience. I'm saying they are sentient beings. They have brains. They have eyes, and they can sense things like insects can. They have insect level of sentience. So they're sentient beings. Unlike say like a kale or something like that. They're essentially, kale doesn't have brain, central nervous system, or anything like that. I'm just trying to understand why I should go out and go against my vegan beliefs here of non-exploiting sentient beings for no necessary reason. I could see if it were necessary, like say bees produce some chemical that would save me from dying. Yeah, I would start thinking twice about if honey was for me. But there's no such thing. There's no reason to have honey. Other than you're just lazy and won't have agave or something like that, or maple syrup. That's what I'm trying to understand. Why exploit a sentient being needlessly? I responded to Corvid Moon. Okay. But it's okay. Nicholas, if you want to keep consuming honey, I'm not here to stop you. I'm not here to say you're a bad person either. So I'm going to get that right off the bat here. I'm not saying any of those things. You can keep on doing what you can, but if you're going to come here and tell me what I should do, I'm going to go and probe through your belief system here. But if you just want to leave it at that, if you want to keep consuming honey, that's your thing. But to come here and tell me how I should think, that's kind of that's a whole nother matter, because I'm not telling you how you should think. If you don't see the problem, if you don't see how definition of veganism relates to exploitation of an animal or a sentient being, then that's on you. Totally cool. Well, if you don't see it as an ethical issue, again, that's on you. If you see it's no problem to harm insects, if you just see an insect and you just want to smash them, like say you see a bunch of bees there, you just want to hit them like a big flat surface and crush them all. If you think that's totally awesome, that's you. That's your way of seeing the world. That's your ethics. That's totally cool. I'm not saying it's totally cool, but that's you. That's if you don't have any ethical issues with killing insects or exploiting insects, as you're saying, they're not worthy. They don't have the kind of sentience that you demand an animal have or something like that, so you can just abuse them all you want. Okay, what's this question about leather now? Do I see something about leather? What's that, Travis? It's funny. Last time I had honey years ago, I would get horrible stomach pain after having a small amount. That's not funny. That's horrible. Yeah, I had to drink again. I did show the definition one more time there really quickly there. But yeah, if someone wants to consume honey and they consider themselves vegan, cool, you're a vegan. And like I said in my video, I don't consider vegans, I'm sorry for the burp, they're bad people. I'm not going to call you a bad person or anything like that. But if you want to come here and tell me that my ethics are effed up, then I'll start defending my position and showing you all the problems with your reasoning. But if you just came here and said you like honey, it's like, all right, cool. Yeah, that's on you. What are you talking about, Foo? Leslie Durham. Is this a joke? Like a stand-up comedy thing? What do you call a rogue vegan? I don't know. Tell us. Bananas?
This is bananas.
Let's see. Death of Rabbit. Hey, Ryan, I am a 5'10", 15-year-old. I would like some plants that are high in calories. Foods. So you're asking me for what are some calorically dense foods? Is that what you're asking? I mean, you want to have a complete diet. I mean, you want to have calories, obviously. You don't want to be underfed or anything like that if you're growing. I would, foods that we eat all the time, like in our Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook. Let me show you something we have all the time here. I could show you the Epic Burrito Bowl that Angie made us earlier today, but that's in a different book. But here's the first recipe in the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook. It's called Tuscan Kale Pilaf. We got legumes here in the form of a white bean, good calories, some rice. This is like a mix of wild rice, a lot of rice, pretty calorically dense. Got some kale here for some more greens, some sun-dried tomatoes, and but yeah, like today we had the Epic Burrito Bowl, which is kind of like the same thing here, but more Mexican style. Rice and beans and potatoes. Potatoes are a great caloric staple. Yeah, I would recommend checking out one of our books if you're really interested. I'll point you to our website, which is for our books. If you want to get one of our books, it's shop.happyhealthyvegan.org. You can get, where's my trackpad? Here it is. You can get an ebook, you can get a print book, you can get an ebook download right now, but you can get the print book, we'll autograph it for you if you like, and here is the link to our web store. So if you want to check some of our recipes out here, this is what keeps us fed, this is what gets us our calories. And I'm all about calories. I'm 6'4" and 190 pounds. I'm actually trying to drop a pound, guys. I haven't seen 189 on the scale for years. So this morning I weighed 190. So I'm on a 1 pound weight loss challenge. I want to see 189. So wish me luck there for the 1 pound weight loss challenge. Let's see if I can do it. I'm not doing anything really all that differently. I'm just making sure I'm getting a little more exercise, trying to get some days like at the gym today where I burn like almost 1,000 calories. Going surfing is a great way to bust a lot of calories too. Cool, Death of Rabbit. Hope you check it out. Yeah, like I said, if you want an ebook, you can download that instantly. They're like half the price too with an ebook. George Newell, what do I think about in California? I saw they just signed into law after 2035. Combustion engine cars will no longer be sold in California. I think that's a good move, and it gives people a long time. Not only people, but like just like for infrastructure. Like a lot of people don't have a place to charge their car. They're not as fortunate as myself, where I have a garage where I can park it and have an electrician install the required hardware so I can charge in there. So there's going to have to be some major infrastructure changes if this were to work out. Like out on the streets, you have to have some place to charge if you don't have a garage. So I'm really interested to see how this will work out. But that gives us over a decade to sort through these issues. So on paper, it sounds like a good move, and I'd like to see the details as to how that's going to really work. Because I love my plug-in hybrid. I saw in California today too, there's a stipulation in that law that they're still going to allow plug-in hybrids like mine. I'm not sure how necessary they're going to be by 2035. I thought when I got mine in 2018, it was a good car for the time, since the charging infrastructure is kind of non-existent right now. So it's cool to be able to put gas in once in a while when you need to, if you're on a long trip or something like that. Oh, sorry to hear that, John. Yeah, if you see a bunch of bees, yeah, it is scary. Even though, yeah, I respect them, I'd rather not harm them. But yeah, it is scary to see a bunch of bees. You know, like wow, you don't want to get attacked. Travis, great question. If it were possible to shrink like in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, would it be ethical to ride bees? Hey, ask our bee person that. Would it be ethical? Don't ask me. Ask our bee person here. If you could somehow shrink yourself down to bee proportion, whatever, would it be ethical to ride bees? Good question. Yeah, Uncle, maybe by then too, cars will be able to charge through like solar means, so I know there's already, the technology exists, it's just not really implemented widely yet, but it's coming. Dusty Dud, shouldn't vegans eat strictly vegetables? Since vegan comes from vegetarian and it means vegetable eater, well, should vegans eat only vegetables? Let's go see the definition of veganism and see if that's something that we can extrapolate from the definition. Let's see. A way of living which seeks to exclude, as far as possible and practicable, all forms of cruelty and exploitation of animals for food, clothing, and any other purpose. So it's an ethical stance against cruelty to animals and exploitation of animals. So basically what this is saying, if you truly believe it's wrong to be cruel to animals and to exploit animals, don't eat animals. That's all they're saying. Don't consume animal products. So to extrapolate from that, we should only eat vegetables? You're going to have to connect a few more dots there. It just says don't consume animal products. They're saying eat whatever you want as long as it's not animal products. You could drink Coke and beer all day if you want. That's vegan, M&Ms or whatever, It's like, you can, whatever you want to eat as long as it's not animal products. That's my take on it though, Dusty Dud. If you want to make an argument that vegans should only eat vegetables, you're going to have to come up with a different definition of veganism that has, remember, the core of veganism. How come people want to make it so complicated? It just means don't harm animals, don't consume don't exploit animals. That's really it. It's all it means. Don't exploit animals, don't be cruel to animals. And then people make all sorts of weird philosophies on top of this, like you should only eat something or not. It didn't say anything about what you should eat. It just says what not to eat. Not to eat. My bad there. Okay, Galaxy Vegan and VLAM. What in the hell are you guys talking about there? Let me know if I can come in here and sort this out. What's going on, guys? Space Absorber 6009. You're a Granian. Eat only grains because plants have feelings. Oh, wow. That's really cool.
Cruelty-free. Yeah. Not to those screaming plants that you can't hear. They fucking scream, man. They make noise.
I tip my hat.
And they know when they're being eaten.
I tip my hat to you plant activists out there. And I tip my hat to all you guys concerned about the plants and the well-being and feelings of plants. That's commendable. I love you guys. Yeah, most potato chips are vegan. You could just eat potato chips if you want and fulfill the definition of veganism. It just says don't consume animal products. And why? Because it's wrong to exploit and be cruel to animals. What's that vegan? Who's Nick? Hey Nick, news alert. Apples are vegan and spread the seed of a tree. Wow, what am I missing here, man? There's some like big discussion. Galaxy Vegan says, we are just having a chat. I don't agree that using secondhand leather is vegan, nor do I agree that eating roadkill is vegan. I've told you my thoughts on it. I feel like if I were to be wearing, I tell you, I had this whole conundrum early in our YouTube career. I found some Birkenstocks that I bought in college in the 90s, I think around 1990. 91, somewhere in there, still when I was an undergrad, and I barely wore them. So I found them here like in 2012, 2013, and I didn't, like, should I wear them? I had to think about it for a while. They're like brand new, it's already been done, and my reasoning, and you don't have to think this way, this is how Ryan Lum thought this through. I thought if I were to wear them, people would say, oh, he's wearing leather. So I would tacitly, whether I was intentionally or not, I would be given some kind of like this is all right. I'm okay with that. And I just figured if I'm a vegan activist, that I didn't want to send out that message that I'm like saying this is acceptable. I'm kind of endorsing it to some degree by put it on my body. If you have a different feeling about that, it's cool. I don't want to get in a fight with you. That was the feeling I came up with by wearing it. I'm kind of saying it's all right. So I didn't want to give that message. So I donated it because someone else, will wear it and they're not, a proponent, an advocate for animal rights. But anyway, that's cool. Let's see. Ryan, would I agree that secondhand leather or roadkill does not violate the definition of veganism? Let's go look at the definition of veganism again and see how we can apply that here. A philosophy and way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. So technically, I think you're right, VLAM, that secondhand leather, this definition doesn't make any explicit mention of something that was harmed a long time ago and you got it secondhand, or in my case, something I bought a long time ago, way before I was vegan, and should I wear it now? It was a decision process I arrived at on my own. So I'm not saying my thinking is from the definition of veganism. And as far as roadkill goes, I guess, again, technically, but I've heard people bring this argument about eating roadkill. I'm going, how can you sustain yourself on roadkill if that's what you're saying? It's like, it's just something that happens randomly. So maybe you'll eat a roadkill once every year or two or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I guess technically, a wild animal wasn't being exploited or anything, and there wasn't intentional cruelty as far as roadkill goes. So the way I see it right now, and maybe my mind will change in the future, I guess technically, the definition of veganism here does not seem to explicitly state that those are off limits. But yeah, most vegans would not want to eat meat anyway, whether it was roadkill or not. But again, I said, people say, well, I'm going to eat roadkill as a vegan. Like, how often are you going to be able to find that? It's not practical or sustainable. But yeah, Galaxy Vegan and VLAM, you guys all have your thoughts on there, and it's all good. But yeah, I think these questions are ones that we have to arrive on. Our conclusions are we have to arrive on our own and think it through for ourselves. But like I said, I'm not trying to impose the conclusion I came up with on any of you guys. It's my reasoning. I think it's pretty solid and tight, but it's not nothing I'm gonna fight anyone over. Cold Fusion, you literally read the thumbnail as drunken veganism rather than debunk veganism. I was like, what kind of party is this? So that's cool. Well, every time we do look at the definition of veganism, we do drink. That's our drink bill. And I forgot to hit it when I just went there a second ago. So let me hit it a second time. So everyone take 2 drinks right now. Most people are drinking alcohol when I hit the bell there. So this is drunken veganism. I'm drinking water right now, but there's a lot of people in the chat that regularly drink alcohol on these Friday live streams, and there's many occasions, and the definition of veganism, when I show it, is just one of many. So you came to the right place, Cold Fusion. Yeah, Friday nights, every Friday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which was an hour and 43 minutes ago. That's when I start these live streams on Fridays. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, and come on Fridays. And get S-faced. What's up, Uncle? You've seen a video of crows scaring mice across a road in front of cars so they get ran over and then they can eat them. That's roadkill that caused by crows using their cunning. Yeah, you can have iced tea. That's totally cool. But whatever you want to drink. Yeah, I chose water. But I did promise on a future live stream I will consume alcohol instead of water, or in addition to water. Maybe I'll wait till New Year's. Maybe I'll do it sooner. Who knows? But I will get drunk with you guys one night. Hey, you gotta get going, Foo. Gotta get your beauty sleep. Yeah, I'll definitely, Foo. I will go to the P.O. box next week for sure, and I look forward to getting your giant lobster photo. I can't wait to see this. I have no idea what to expect exactly. Let's see, what else have I missed here? Oh, Nicholas, you're still here arguing that bees should not be given any moral consideration? Well, I told you that if that's your belief, that's cool. You're just explaining to us how you see the world. Oh, someone just bought the Happy Healthy Vegan. Don't drink. I didn't mean to show this right now. Someone just got the Happy Healthy Vegan ebook. So was that you? Wrong place here. Let's see. Yeah, someone just got the Happy. Ooh, that's the print book right here. Robin, thanks for getting the Happy Healthy Vegan cookbook here. I remember we were talking a few minutes ago about like how do we get our calories, you know? So this is our food diary of the past like many years here, like 4 or 5 years. You can see how we're eating, and we're doing pretty well. We're not, you know, decomposing or deteriorating or anything like that. Werner here? No, I have not heard of that Australian artist before. Leslie, you love being vegan? Gotta go. Good to see you, Leslie. What's this VLAM? Give me your best strategy to promote veganism. Preach to the choir or go convert anti-vegans or something in between. What is that in relation to there? I'm kind of bummed, a little sad that we didn't get any good anti-vegans to come and debunk veganism tonight. Just, you know, a person who wants me to harm and exploit bees. That's the closest we got tonight, is someone who denies bees have any moral worth or consideration. I should look at bees as I look at like cereal or something like that. Gomez, 80-something days to 58 years vegan? Holy moly. Wow. Yes, Uncle. Yeah, we have our cookbooks there on shop.happyhealthyvegan.org. Let me paste the link there if I got it still. Let's see. There we go. To Redbird 1, great question. Since we were talking about cars and stuff like that, how expensive is it to charge your car? Well, let me preface this by saying my Prius Prime has a electric engine and a normal combustion engine, but unlike a regular Prius, I have a bit more battery power, more battery storage, I should say. So I have a 30 to 32 mile range with the electric engine. So it'll cost less money to like fully charge my battery than it would say to charge a Tesla, or something that gets like 200-300 miles. So my experience is limited to like a smaller range, a smaller size battery. So with that being said, to be honest with you, I haven't noticed any change in my electric bill. I do have a electric plan, electric company, whatever, electricity plan where I have it's called time of use rates. Not to get too technical or nerdy here, but basically my electricity is super cheap at certain times of the day, basically like after 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock at night, all the way till 4 in the afternoon. Electricity is super cheap. Right now it's kind of expensive, but I'm running the AC in here anyway, paying a little bit more. So anyway, when I charge at night, it is cheap. So I haven't really noticed any change to my electricity bill, to be honest with you. In fact, I noticed my bill goes up more in like the summer or winter time just from running, our mini split AC and heater here. So that really has more of an effect on our electricity bill than the car. I haven't noticed anything. Seriously, it's like free gas, almost free power. It's crazy. And when I do go buy petroleum gas, rarely, like go maybe once every, like depends if I've taken any really long trips, like if I go to Palm Springs or something like that, I go through a lot of gas, but I usually buy like 3 gallons, guys. I buy like 3 gallons of gas, and it typically, that 3 gallons will last me like 2 or 3 months. Seriously, I hardly buy gas. I just put a little bit in, and I'm lucky. The way I live, I usually use the electric engine. Usually that range gets me to where I need to go and back typically. And sometimes it'll get me to somewhere where I know I can charge up at too. So I rarely buy gasoline. What year is the hybrid? Well, it's a plug-in hybrid. It's a 2018. Nicholas, I'm going to put you on the wall here. You're not anti anything. How am I using circular logic? That's a pretty bold claim. Not to say you're wrong, but we need to see your what you're saying here. How I'm using circular logic. I'm going to put you up here. I got 1 second here. No, I'm not saying what you're saying is crazy. I'm saying if you see no issues with harming bees, that's you. But you're coming here telling us that we should think like you do. And that's where I have issues. If you're going to come here and try to force your positions onto me and others, then I think I have the right to tear into your position. But you just came here and told me you like honey. All right, whatever, fine. That's your thing. But now you've crossed the line and telling us that we're wrong and not wanting to harm, not wanting to exploit bees. And circular logic, there's no circular logic here. It's we're going back to the definition of veganism. It's all about why do I not want to consume milk? People will say you're not killing the cow. You're milking a cow. It's like you're exploiting the cow in the process. And there's a lot of death in dairy. But anyway, let's ignore that for the moment. Same thing with bees. They're producing honey for their colony, taking it away from them for a human purpose. You're exploiting them. The analogy to dairy is very clear. Why would I want to intentionally exploit a bee when I don't have to? How is that circular reasoning? Explain to me how that's circular logic there, please. I'm dying to know. As a philosopher, someone who studied philosophy, how that is circular reasoning. So please enlighten us. We all want to see how that's circular reasoning, how I'm being consistent and not wanting to exploit an animal. And you deny that bees are animals, but that's your definition. Bees are animals. Let's go look right now. Just show you that I'm not making this crap up. Can't believe I have to do this. Are insects animals? Insects are the most diverse group of animals. Yes. Are insects animals? Yes. Insects are considered animals because they reproduce sexually, breathe oxygen, consume organic material, and are able to move. Insects are animals. So you're trying to tell me I should be biased against some animals, insects, but for whatever reasons you don't like insects, you don't believe they have the same rights that say pigs or cows have. You got some explaining to do. Why should I violate my moral principles because you say so? Well, you haven't told me how. You said I'm using circular reasoning, and now you're going off. You're not even answering my question, Nicholas. So, how am I using circular reasoning? You're throwing poop on the walls, but I'll put this claim of yours up on the wall because it deserves some attention here. Because what you're doing basically is coming up with your own definition of veganism. Oops, well, my bad here. I went to the wrong spot here. 1 second, guys.
I'm going to leave your words on this board for all my classes to enjoy, giving you full credit, of course.
All right, so exploitation is something we care about because of metaconsciousness. What is metaconsciousness? Is that even a thing? 1 second here, guys. So let's look at the definition of veganism again. Does it say anything about like if an animal has a certain level of consciousness? Like what if it's a really dumb animal? Is that what you're saying? If an animal is sufficiently stupid, it doesn't deserve moral or ethical consideration? Well, it doesn't say that anywhere in the definition of veganism. You're making your own definition here of if an animal lacks meta-consciousness, it's not worthy of moral consideration. Well, that's your Nicholas 7K definition. If you want to have your own custom definition of veganism, cool. You have every right to make your own definition, but don't expect everyone else to go along with your own personal custom definition. It doesn't say anything in here about the level of sentience or consciousness that an animal has or doesn't have, and that determines whether or not we give it moral consideration. That's your belief. And again, I'm not saying that's wrong or stupid or makes you a bad person. I'm not saying that. But if you are coming here trying to tell us that we should all believe Nicholas 7K's custom definition of veganism so that we can exploit bees, no, that's just complete crap. You're trying to force your beliefs onto us, Nicholas 7K. Again, Nicholas, you have your own custom definition. You have a certain thing here of meta-consciousness. If you don't think it has meta-consciousness, you think it's fair game, let's exploit the F out of it, totally cool. I'm just saying, you want us to violate the spirit of veganism and exploit an animal for no reason. Again, what are you gaining by exploiting bees? Like, you don't need honey. You don't need it to sweeten things. You don't need it for nutrition. So why do you want to needlessly, and that's the key word here, like in dairy, needlessly exploit cows for milk? You don't need it. Need to exploit all other like farm animals for meat, which you don't need. And here, we don't need honey. So why do you want to needlessly exploit an animal with some level of sentience, has a brain and all the definitions of animal that we looked here? Why? Just explain, why must we do this? Well, again, all you're saying here is you disagree with the definition of animal. Well, are you a scientist? Are you an entomologist? Are you a biologist? If not, you have no right to try to redefine animal. So look at what Nicholas is doing here. He's redefined veganism and he's redefined animal. So if that's what you need to do, that's cool. But no one here is under any onus to follow Nicholas 7K's own personal custom definitions of veganism and animal. That's cool. Thanks for redefining these words that have very precise meanings, very technical meanings in the case of animal. But you, I assume, not a biologist, not an entomologist, yeah, go ahead and redefine animal to your preferences. Yeah, totally makes sense. Let's see. I don't know what bees have. Let's see if bees have a brain and nervous system. Let's go look it up right now. Yeah, again, I'm not an entomologist or anything like that. Let's go find out. Let's see. All right, it says right here. Let's zoom in on the text here. The central nervous system in bees compromises a brain linked to a central nerve cord. So they have a central nervous system. They have brains and central nervous systems there, Nick. Do you see this here? You just said they don't have all this crap, right? Didn't you just say that? Let me go find what you said there. You said, if an animal has zero nervous system, should I care about it? What do you think about that, Nicholas? Is it a read and weep moment? Let me know. Hey, let me get your comment up here about the nervous system. All right, so if an animal has zero nervous system, well, again, let's look up here and read in a weep. The central nervous system in bees compromise the brain. So now, knowing this, Nicholas, now knowing that bees, in fact, do have brains and central nervous systems, now that you know the true facts, does that alter your opinion at all? Or is your opinion so fixed that learning new truths that you were previously unaware of have no bearing or impact on your belief? Let me know. Are you speaking hypothetically? Well, I'm just telling you, bees have brains and central nervous systems. So why should I go out and exploit and be cruel to things that have brains and central nervous systems? I try to be consistent with my beliefs. I don't believe I should just pick and choose who or what I'm going to be vegan about. I'm going to try to be as consistent as I possibly can, as far as possible and practicable. And it's very possible and very practicable not to exploit bees. Like I said, since there's no essential nutrients in honey, and there's you don't need them for sweeteners. So explain to me, why should violate the principles of not exploiting creatures with brains and central nervous systems just because you think they're stupid? That's the only thing I'm kind of getting from you, Nick, is that you with your human judgment mind, you deem bees to be too stupid for you, and therefore if they're that stupid, you can exploit them. Arbitrary definitions? What do you mean arbitrary definitions? It says right here, bees have central nervous systems. That's an arbitrary definition. Animal has a definition. I just showed it to you. I'm not using, you're the one with arbitrary definitions. You came up with your own definition of animal, which excludes the entire insect kingdom. Talk about calling the kettle black. You're the one coming up with arbitrary custom definitions that suit your likings. You're ignoring long established, very precise definitions that have been developed through the ages. So you're just throwing it all out because Nicholas doesn't like bees. So anyway, thanks for playing, Nicholas. You can come up with your own custom definitions and live by them, but don't expect anyone else to believe that bees are too stupid, and that's your definition, and you don't consider them animals. Again, have this discussion with an entomologist, a biologist. They're not going to hear it. Oh, Nicholas. Oh, here it is. Oh. Here, this is great for the poop wall. Oh, I'm going to add this. This is the best thing you said all night, maybe. Never said they weren't animals. Just saying stop in the bucket animals is arbitrary. So are you advocating, Nick, that we should harm animals? Is that what you're trying to say, Nick? Since I don't harm bees, I should kill a cow. Is that what you're saying? I'm going to have this take... Is this what you're saying, Nick? You're saying that why should I be concerned about bees? It's relatively arbitrary. I mean, if I should eat animals, is that or no plants? You're saying I should not eat plants. Is that what you're saying? Again, are you a plant advocate here?
Cruelty free. Yeah. Not to those screaming plants that you can't hear. They fucking scream, man. Right. They make noise. So they know when they're being eaten.
So you're saying I'm a hypocrite because I'll advocate for leaving the bees alone, not exploiting bees, but I'll eat a piece of kale. Is that what you're saying? I'm understanding your argument there. Let me look something up real quick. Okay, you're not advocating, you're not being a plant advocate. So we just have a different understanding. Your belief is that if an animal doesn't have a certain level of intelligence, if it's too stupid, then it's not worthy of moral and ethical consideration. I disagree with that. Okay? That's your belief. I disagree with it. But you're trying to push your belief on me. Why are you trying to convince me that I should think like you do, not consider bees animals, and because they're stupid we should harm them? Just kind of curious. Why do you feel like I must follow you here? Let's see. AD, have I had any dental problems? You had trouble being vegan because your gum disease gets worse. Actually, when I first started going to my dentist again, after not going for like 15, 20 years as a meat eater, I went in my early vegan days, and I already had gum pockets, periodontal disease or whatever it's called. Veganism helped maintain it. My gum pockets were way worse when I first started going to my dentist, and through interventions like flossing better and stuff like that, oral irrigator, I was able to decrease some of the biggest pockets. But those pockets were caused by years of not going to the dentist back when I was not vegan. So it's not a vegan thing. So my vegan diet didn't harm me as far as maintaining and trying to improve my gum situation. But ultimately, my two deepest pockets, my bottom molars, they've been extracted in the years since then for various reasons. All right, Nicholas. All right, cool. You're back, huh? So all we can say, Nicholas, is that you want to change the definition of veganism, and you want to change the definition of animal. And I think that's just absolutely preposterous and ridiculous that you have the audacity to believe that you are so wise that you have the right to change the definition of veganism. Oops. Which has a very precise definition. Drink up, everyone. And you think you have the definition to change what constitutes an animal. I think that is just ridiculous to go along with someone who has to make his point. In order to make your point, it requires you to change the definition of what is an animal, eliminate insects entirely off that kingdom, and change the definition of veganism. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm laughing at your position. I'm not laughing at you. I just think it's so incredulous, or is that the word I'm looking for, that you come here changing well-defined words in order to get your conclusion that you're looking for. That just doesn't cut it. I remember you said that earlier. Do we need to go back up? Let's see. I think I erased some of your poop wall stuff here. Okay. Either way, you did say, we did discuss this earlier. Do you guys remember? Let me know if I'm losing my mind. Let me know if you guys remember him saying that insects were not animals. Let me know, guys. I'm going to try to scroll up for a second here. I know it was a ways ago, and I don't think there's a way for me to search this. But tell me, do you guys remember something like this? And I'm not calling you an idiot. Let me know if you guys remember this. Okay, I'll wait for you guys to weigh in here. Let me know if you guys remember this discussion where he was saying that they're not animals. I'm scrolling up a ways here. Let's see. Okay. Either way. Don't let myself be gaslighted here. That's why I have the poop wall, so conversations can be frozen in time. Unfortunately, I didn't put everything he said up on the poop wall, and I deleted some of his comments so I could add the new stuff that was being added to here. So yeah, it's cool, Nicholas. If you want to keep on harming bees, that's totally cool. I gave you my argument. It's based upon the definition of veganism. it's being consistent with the definition of veganism. If you want to add to it, but you did change the definition of veganism to include your meta-consciousness stipulation there. So if that's what you want to do, that's cool. I just want to point out to everyone that there's nothing in the definition of veganism that qualifies meta-consciousness as a necessary condition for bestowing rights to sentient beings. That's your tweak. Again, if you want to have that be your definition of veganism, that's cool, but don't come here and expect us to all go along with your personally modified definition of veganism. Why? Because this happens nearly every week, and that's why I have the definition ready to go here, because people love to come, usually non-vegans. So usually non-vegans love to come and try to invent their own definition of veganism. But if you have to use your own custom definition of veganism to get your argument to work, good for you, but don't expect us to go along with your own Nicholas 7K personally modified definition of veganism. I never changed the definition. Yeah, you did. I mean, we have the definition right here, and it makes no stipulation about meta-consciousness being some kind of necessary condition. So yeah, you have. You have your own personal definition of what vegans should do, as far as acknowledging the rights of animals. They need to have a certain level of consciousness in your eyes. And you don't agree with the veganism or definition. All right, cool. Obviously you don't. Yeah, that's totally cool. I'm saying I shouldn't be vegan. Oh, that's your conclusion. And why shouldn't I be vegan? Please, you've jumped to a new conclusion here. Please tell me why I shouldn't be vegan. Okay. Now we got new stuff to throw on the poop wall now, Nicholas. So let me get it up here. Okay. So yeah, tell me why I shouldn't be vegan. Let's get this up here for all to see now. I'm just going to get your new stuff up here. I'm curious to see why I shouldn't be vegan. Let me know why I shouldn't be vegan. Okay. All right, I think I got it. Bam. Other than I have your name twice here, I think this will do. All right, so Nicholas, why should we not be vegan? Really curious. And why is veganism arbitrary? But yeah, please tell me why I shouldn't be vegan. Okay, you gave us your argument why you believe it's pointless to care about the bees because they don't have meta-consciousness. Fantastic. That's your belief. That has nothing to do why I shouldn't be vegan. So that's a whole nother argument. If you would like to make that argument right now, I'm all ears. Please entertain us. Let us know why me and everyone else here who are vegan, why we shouldn't be vegan. We want to know this. Maybe you've got the key to debunking veganism. So I really want to see this. So please, tell me why we shouldn't be vegan. Let me clean this up a little bit here. All right, so we will, okay, now we're waiting. He doesn't agree with the definition. Obviously, he has his own, but I want to know why we shouldn't be vegan. That's the part that really interests me here. So please tell us why we shouldn't be vegan. Yeah, the poop wall is live and well. Well, I can be vegan, I guess. I don't mean you shouldn't be vegan. I'm just saying it's not ethically more moral. Well, you just changed your position there. That's why we have the poop wall, Nicholas. So you cannot just do a 180 and then try to get away with it. So let's put this on the poop wall too. I think you're enjoying this maybe a little too much, huh? And what's with the lol at the end of the statement? Did that somehow takes the bite out of it or something? Anyway, well, now you're saying I can be vegan. Like, which is it? First you're saying I shouldn't be vegan, then in the next sentence you say I can be vegan. So we're having a hard time here understanding what the hell you're saying there. I guess I don't mean you shouldn't be vegan. I'm saying it's not ethically more moral. You're throwing a lot of poop here. Like, one thing at a time, my friend. Slow down. I mean, this is so much here. I mean, any one of these things we could like go into. Let's look at the last thing. I'm saying it's not ethically more moral. Then what? What are you talking about? What does that have to do with anything? Like, what? It's not, I think, but then what? What are you talking about? Now, Uncle, watch out for someone who undermines language by redefining definitions. But no, we're back to a definition here. He doesn't like the definition of veganism, which is fine. Most people who are not vegan do not like that definition, even though I think it's a pretty good definition. It's not absolutely perfect, but it captures, I think, some of the most essential points of what veganism is about. But yeah, please tell me, you're saying it's not ethically more moral. Well, while he's thinking there, Nicholas, let me just stop you. I already know where you're going with this, all right? Because I've encountered so many people trying to debunk veganism. So here's what's going on. Let's drink. And it says here, veganism, again, is a philosophy and way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of cruelty and exploitation of animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. Where in here do you see any comparison of morality? That it says vegans are more moral than other people? This is you projecting. Again, let's look at the poop wall again and see what you said here. The last sentence, I'm saying it's not ethically more moral. You're the one making a proclamation of what is more moral in comparison to something else. The reason why I am vegan and most everyone else here is vegan is because we find it wrong to needlessly kill animals, to exploit animals, when we have perfectly non-exploitive, non-harmful ways of eating and dressing ourselves and what have you. But we're not. But nowhere in this definition does it say that if you're. Here's what you're thinking. But you're saying somewhere in this definition is, and therefore, if you're vegan, you're morally superior to non-vegans. Doesn't say that in here. You know, that's what you're saying here in your last sentence. Oh gosh. Your definition of exploitation in your videos was nonsense. I cited where I got that from. It was like a standard Cambridge dictionary. Those are not my definitions of exploitation. Again, you want to redefine what these words mean. What is wrong with using like standard definitions of exploitation? I mean, there's nothing. I mean, that's what the words mean. That's how the word exploitation is used in the English language. So if you think those definitions are nonsense, you disagree with the Cambridge English language dictionary, and not they were like some vegan activist group or anything. Those are just like the standard definitions. So I'm sorry you don't like the way words are defined. You had problems with the definition of veganism, you had some issues with animal, and now you have problems with the standard Cambridge English dictionary. Wow. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. So we have someone here who doesn't like the way words are defined. Hey, Tracy! Good to see you, Tracy. You came at a good point here. Oh, Nicholas. Oh, so you're saying vegans are plant exploiters. Aha, that's where you're going here. Let me get your new thing up here. You're throwing a lot of poop on the wall, but I'm gonna let it stay because this is leading to some good stuff here. So let me get your new comments on the wall here, okay? Okay. All right. So first of all, you said my definition of exploitation was nonsense, and then you're saying that we're exploiting plants. So this is hilarious. So you are a plant activist. God bless you. I love my plant activists here.
Oh, cruelty-free. Yeah. Not to those screaming plants that you can't hear. They fucking scream, man. Right. They make noise. They know when they're being eaten.
All right, so please explain to me how vegans exploit plants. I mean, it's not clear to me. I know you think it's clear, but it's not really clear to me. So please tell us how vegans exploit plants. And while you're doing that, let's again drink up and let's look at the definition of veganism, because you're missing some crucial features here. A philosophy and way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of cruelty and exploitation to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. Yeah, we're against exploiting animals. Cruelty and exploitation to animals. I'm not sure if you can exploit a plant. What do animals have in common? As we looked up earlier, they all have brains, central nervous systems, they can move about, they sexually reproduce. These are the qualities of animals. These are sentient beings. Plants have no sentience. They lack brains. They lack central nervous systems. So how do you exploit a plant? It's like exploiting a rock. Almost. I mean, yeah, plants are living as opposed to rocks. But again, as far as possible and practical, we're against all forms of cruelty and exploitation to animals for food. But we still have to eat something, so we're not going to just die. We're going to eat food, and we're going to eat non-sentient beings, plants, which lack brains. You can't subjugate plants and exploit them like you can bees, like you can cows. So there's no plant exploitation. I mean, that's a ridiculous concept. Exploiting plants, really. Yeah, Uncle, he's just being a troll and throwing as much poop as he can. Yeah, please explain to me how could one exploit plants, considering they have no brains, no central nervous systems, they don't have feelings. Oh, do they have feelings?
Cruelty free. Yeah. Not to those screaming plants that you can't hear. They fucking scream, man. Right. They make noise. And they know when they're being eaten.
Yes, VLAM. Veganism concerns animals. Animals, because animals are sentient. That's what veganism is about. When we see animals lined up in slaughterhouses and having their throats slit or being shot, that's cruelty and exploitation to animals. How can you make the same parallel that like eating an apple is like killing a cow? Please explain that, Nicholas 7K. How can you put on the same equal playing field killing cows with eating an apple? I'm all ears. This has nothing to do with metaconscious. You have problems with exploitation. So I'm telling you, how can you compare the exploitation of a cow to eating an apple? We're all ears. So we will wait for Nicholas to elaborate. Okay, you don't think it's similar. Cows have metaconsciousness, whatever that is, and apples don't. So how can we exploit an apple? But you're saying bees don't have metaconsciousness. Well, bees have brains. Bees are animals, but you don't like the definition of animals. Bees have brains and central nervous systems, but you don't like that. You want to use metaconsciousness for your dividing line or something like that. But then, but you said you're not vegan, so you can't have it both ways. So why? So you're not vegan. So that means you're totally fine with exploiting cows, correct? Right? You can't have it both ways, Nicholas 7K. And what did Bill say? I'm sorry for plants, and to hurt the least plants, I don't eat any of the 70 billion livestock animals that eat more plants than the 70 billion humans could ever eat. Good, yeah, well put there. Oh, now you're saying you're vegan aside from bees. I thought you said you weren't vegan. I'm going to scroll back. I keep deleting your comments. You said a minute ago you're not vegan. Do you guys remember him saying he's not vegan? I'm going to find that, and then I'm going to call you out as the troll here. Let me see if it's on the poop all right now. It's right after that. God, I cut it out. See, this is the problem with throwing too much poop on the wall. We lose the trail of the conversation. Anyway, and he's never given an explanation why he needs to eat honey anyway. There's no essential nutrient. There's no, there's other sweeteners that are not derived from exploiting animals. So anyway, I think we've had enough time here, Nicholas. We're kind of going in circles. I think we just understand that you want to consume honey. We're still not clear if you're vegan. I could have sworn you said you were not vegan. Let me look one more time. Damn, I wish I had a longer poop all now. Oh, here. Here's your own words here, Nicholas. Up earlier, you said you're vegan except for honey, and now here's let me go back and paste your words here. You're just totally trolling us here. Poop text. You said you're vegan. I mean, you're not vegan. Right here. Bam. I'm not saying you're vegan. Now you're saying you're vegan. So we're just going in circles here. I don't know why we indulge this for so long. If you eat honey and you think you're vegan, whatever, you're vegan, and that's your thing. But don't come here trying to redefine veganism, animals, and what was the other word he just tried to redefine too? It's like, if you have to redefine words that have precise meanings to make your points, that's on you, and that's not really that great. Yeah, we're moving on. Thanks, Nicholas. I'm just going to put you in timeout, not because I'm punishing you or anything like that, but we've devoted enough time to your whole bee thing, and it just, as everyone seems to see here along with me, it's just not going anywhere. So anyway, let's move on. We have moved on, Sarah. All right, so anyway, hey, Tracy, I'm glad you're still here after all of that. Yeah, Corvid Moon. Yes, I like this. I wish I had something opposite of the poop wall, like a good wall. Brains, central nervous systems, and sentience are the only qualifications that an organism needs to be considered protected from cruelty. Why? Because that's what veganism means. We're against all forms. This is right here. Veganism is a false way of living. Seeks to exclude, as far as impractical, all forms of not just some forms for dumb animals. It's okay to exploit and harm them. All forms of cruelty and exploitation of animals. Do you know what the word "all" means? Doesn't mean we start making exceptions if you think an animal's too stupid. Because if you draw the line there, I know meat eaters think, well, a cow's smart, but a chicken is stupid, or a fish is stupid, so I'll eat that because they have a lower degree of intelligence than I deem worthy. And it's arbitrary. Every human could set the line wherever they want, like Nicholas did with the bees, and a meat eater could do with fish or chicken. The definition of veganism has it perfectly. All forms of cruelty, not for dumb animals, all forms of cruelty and exploitation. So, I think it's really clear. I mean, we're against all forms of cruelty and exploitation as far as possible and practicable. And it's very possible and practicable to not exploit bees. You don't need honey. So anyway, well, that sounds good, Tracy. I'm just having water right now. Diablo-Sal. I remember the name. Refresh me, though. So I guess I'm not. VLAM, you're just having water too. You're at work? Well, I didn't know you're at work when you watch these live streams, VLAM. Hope I don't get you in trouble. I don't make my bottle squeak anymore. You know why? Angie gave me a great tip, Uncle. She said instead of flipping this dumb thing up and down the whole time, which is really squeaky, just leave it up. Like, I'm just sitting here in the studio. I'm not like going anywhere. I'm not driving or anything. Just leave the flipper thing flipped up, and no more squeaky water bottle. Maybe tell me if this part squeaks. Maybe a little bit, but I think this is way squeakier, right? So Angie helped me work through the Ryan's squeaky water bottle situation. Okay, so Gary, you're saying he argues that non-human animals require only one right, the right to not be regarded as property, and that veganism that veganism, rejection of the use of animals as mere resources. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Let me think about it through. On the face of it, I like that. Yeah, if not regarded as property, if you regard animals as property, yeah, then you can freely exploit them. You can be cruel to them. Yeah, absolutely. The cruelty and exploitation follows from the not regarding them as property. Yeah, and animals aren't resources. Yeah, not to be exploited. Bees or whatever. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of a different way of looking at the definition of veganism. And like I said, I always show the Vegan Society's definition. I know it's not the only one, but I think it captures, as good as any, the essential features of what veganism is. But yeah, that works. Totally. Yeah, I agree with that, Uncle. Okay, VLAM, you are working. Overtime on Saturday, but nothing to do. Rightfully slacking. Aha, great. Yeah, Uncle, yeah. People used to be considered property. Yeah, and fortunately, most places we don't consider them as that anymore, but we're extending that same viewpoint over to animals too. They're not resources, they're not property. They're individual, sentient beings that have the right to live a life without being exploited, not being considered or treated as property for humans to use as they want, exploit. Yeah, I mean, they're all different definitions, Diablo. So I know, yeah, I cite the Vegan Society. The reason why I like that one is because it captures, or it states certain concepts that I find to be very applicable to the kinds of anti-vegan arguments that I get to all the time and the responses I make. If I were speaking solely to vegans, yeah, maybe a definition like his might work out better in that kind of context. But for my context, responding to those anti-vegans, I really want to hit on these points is that as far as possible and practicable, people try to find these weird things. Well, what if you're trapped on a desert island? Yeah, I don't want to die. That's not it's not possible or practicable maybe to subside on like your favorite vegan food on a desert island. It captures that anti-vegans love to find these little tricky gotchas, they think, that debunk veganism. So I like that. Gary's definition, from what you showed me, didn't have that, and I have to deal with this all the time. So that's why I like the possible and practical, and it captures what veganism is about. It's not a diet, it's not an environmental movement, even though it has applications into those areas. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. So it covers the essential features and shows how you can't be 100% in every context. There are some contexts where you might not be able to be vegan, like I said, trapped on a desert island or something like that. Bizarre collapses of society. You can't go to the stores because there's no supply chains anymore. Things like that. I don't think Gary was trying to cover all those bases, and he doesn't have to. No one definition of veganism is going to cover every last thing. But I think for my live streams and rebuttals, I think it's probably the best definition to use. But I've never made any claim that it's the best or it's perfect. Just I think it's maybe the best for the context that I find myself in. Yeah, Corbin Moon. There you go. There's a bunch of alternatives to honey. Tracy, you go through phases using coconut sugar. I think Angie grabs that sometimes too. Let's see, it's getting a little cool in here. I'm gonna turn the AC off, save a couple bucks, because it's still like the expensive time for another half hour. Then the rates go down. That's why I charge my car up every night about 2 a.m. Do you do that, Tracy? I know you have a car like mine, right? Do you set it up to, I just have mine automatically charge at 2 in the morning. I figure that's a great time because the rates are cheap. They've been cheap since 9 p.m. here. And I know I'm kind of old now. I know by 2 a.m. I'm back home. I'm not out partying or dancing or anything like that. I'm home by 2 a.m. So I just have it automatically charge every night at 2. Yeah, VLAM, yeah, it's Covered Moon. So many choices nowadays. I don't understand. I don't get this obsession with honey too. People think it has like these weird magical properties or something, you know, out dancing. I mean, I used to when I was younger, Sarah, going to the clubs and stuff like that. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not out partying. If I go somewhere, I'm back by 2. You know, I mean, the only times that might not be the case if I go see a band, which I don't see much anymore, and we go out to eat afterwards and it takes a long time to get back from LA, then maybe in those rare circumstances, you know. Anyway, yeah, I use that automatic charging thing too. Yeah, the bad thing about that is like when I plug into a charger manually in the day when I go somewhere, I have to remember to hit charge now or else it'll wait till 2 a.m. I've screwed myself a couple of times. So I think I've trained myself now to hit the charge now button. I just have to think about it, you know? I just can't be all distracted by stuff. Yeah, blackstrap molasses is cool. I tell you, the electricity is, at least here for us in California, our rates are quite reasonable, particularly in these nighttime hours. For me, that means, or the off-peak hours, which for me is 9 p.m. all the way 9 at night till 4 in the afternoon the next day. So most of the day, like 2/3 of the day, we have really good rates. It's just the peak times from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's kind of expensive. So I try not to, I pretty much never charge in those times of the day. And I'll save it for air conditioning when it's warm. Yeah, you're a homebody too, Sarah. I think once you get our age, you know, even if we went to a lot of clubs and stuff like that in the past, you know, it's kind of not cool to be out dancing at clubs till 2 in the morning anymore. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you want to do that, it's totally cool. But, you know, it's just kind of, you know, it's weird. But then I guess slam dunking at 55 is weird too. If that's your thing you like, I'm not knocking. I'm just saying, just for me, it just seems kind of like, nah, I don't want to be that guy. Yeah, I'm with you, Sarah. I had my fun. I don't miss anything. I'm cool. You know, I'm not like having any fear of missing out or anything like that. Dates and smoothies. Yeah, if you really want to sweeten things up, that'll make a smoothie really sweet, man. Be careful, man. Dates are really, really packed with sugar. You know, I mean, I'm not worried about sugar. I'm just worried about like making it way too sweet. But yeah, you just got to like learn how to do it. Start with fewer dates and work your way up to what you think's the ideal sweetness. Don't just put a whole bunch in and expect it to be like right. Uncle, wonder if electricity rates will go up when everyone is charging their e-vehicles. Good question. I don't know. I really don't know. It really depends. I mean, it's like that's why they give the discounted rates at nighttime when it's off peak. Yeah, if more people are charging up at night, will there still be enough electricity at night to have these discounted off-peak hours? I don't know. We'll see how it all works out. I'd like to see the math. I wonder if the electric companies already know how that's going to work out. How taxing will it be on the electrical grid at nighttime, which is traditionally, you know, low demand for electricity. Let's see, veganpantry.com. I saw a video recently where they were making mead with vegan honey, blueberries, and lemon. Vegan honey, good. I'm glad they're using vegan honey. Let's see, Corvid Moon. Can an electric car / plug-in hybrid like mine charge well on solar and other off-grid renewables? Yeah, absolutely. There's no difference. I mean, if you have like, you know, a solar roof installation that feeds your house's electricity, it's no different. Yeah, I mean, totally. Yeah, I mean, yeah, as long as you have, yeah, there's no difference. The car is agnostic, I'm trying to say, as to what the source of the electricity was. You're asking, like, is it suck too much up? I mean, it depends what the capacity of your particular solar installation is, you know. But yeah, typically, as far as I know, you should be cool. Wow, what's going on in Europe? Why is electricity so high there? Is it because of the Ukraine war? Perhaps did that affect things? I know that's affect gasoline or just or natural gas, some kind of fossil fuel supply. Because of the war, gas prices skyrocketing. Oh yeah, ours shot up here too. They're back down a little bit, but Yeah, I didn't really feel too much of that pain. I bet Tracy didn't either, you know, because of our plug-in hybrids and our just how our work-life situations don't require us to like go off the electric engine too often. Shoot, I'm starting to get pretty hungry, guys. Any last thing? These have been interesting questions. Now that we're done with the whole bees aren't animals thing or whatever, you know, meta-conscious thing and all that. But yeah, any more questions? You guys want to talk about like my electric car situation or anything like that? I mean, no, I dig it. I have no regrets, you know. Yeah, I love our car. I only wish we got it a couple years later because the big LED or LCD screen in the car doesn't connect with phones. Like if you have Android or Apple CarPlay or whatever, Android Auto, it doesn't connect with that until like the 2020 model. So it sucks. I can't go down there and have them put the 2020 version of the screen into my 2018. They just don't say it doesn't work, but oh well, yeah, that's cool. I can live with that. You know, it's a first world problem. It's not a deal breaker or anything like that. Yeah, you got to hit the hay. I should hit the hay too, man. I'm pretty tired, Sarah. I was at the basketball court for 2 hours. I didn't play any games, but I'm pretty tired and I'm getting pretty hungry now too, guys. So yeah, I'll probably get going in a second. But good to see you, Sarah. I'm glad you had fun on your summer vacation here in California in a perfect climate and a great part of California. See ya, Ono Antonio. I didn't get to say hi to you early on, Ono Antonio, but good to see you, Ono Antonio. What's that, Uncle? Look at Lightyear Zero solar car. Right now they're over $250,000, but they hope to lower it to $35,000 when they go into full production. Yeah, it seems to be like a sweet spot for the low end of electric cars. That's what Tesla was hoping to get at. I think Volkswagen's getting there and Kia. It'll be great when they get cars under $30,000, you know, electric cars. Yeah, that's one reason why I got the Prius Prime too. It was less expensive than like any Tesla or anything like that. Plus, you know, have you heard how Elon Musk's like neural implant thing, you know, started with the pigs, and now I see the PCRM exposing him for using monkeys and abusing monkeys. I just don't want any. I'm just kind of like over that guy now, you know. Not to say Toyota is ethical and moral too, but I don't know, it sucks, you know. All these rich corporations are always going to find something you don't like ethically in them. So, oh well. Wow, 10-year-old Chevy Volt, right on, still going strong. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to keep my my Prius Prime for 10 years. You know, get it into the late 2020s or you know something like that, 2030. That's my goal. Cool, Death of Rabbit. Yeah, listen to some music. Eddie Jules, I heard the electric Ford F-150 trucks like back ordered for like 2 years. You just can't get one. They're so in demand, and maybe there's supply chain issues affecting the amount of production that they can do right now. But yeah, I've heard it's a smashing success. It does a lot of cool things. You can like power like a compressor with it, you know. You don't need to plug it into a house or anything like that. You know, if you're like a contractor, you use your truck for work like that. So that's cool. Like, you know, you might think like real men wouldn't want an electric truck. Hell no, they want that. You know, it's like, you know, that thing could be a game changer for your job. Plants are poison. Yeah, there's always some knucklehead saying plants are poison. I responded to it. Was it a chiropractor by any chance? Like a gray-haired, like a little older than me looking chiropractor dude. Because I made a whole video. That was the title, I think. Plants are poison. That's what he was saying. Plants are poison. And yeah, we looked through his claims to see if there's any evidence to support that, and it's just a bunch of nonsense. Yeah, there's always someone saying something that's just not based in any reality. You know, it happens. And lab work in a year, it might take longer, who knows, you know, but if you're not eating any plants, that can't be all that great for you. But, you know, I'm not vegan for health. Even though I like being healthy, I'm vegan for ethical reasons. All right, any other questions, guys, before I go and join my lovely and intelligent wife for some kind of dinner? I wonder what we'll have. We had the epic burrito bowl. I wonder if she'll be interested in burritos again from the burrito taqueria place down the street. I know, because we didn't have a burrito technically. It was a burrito, epic burrito bowl. Curious what she thinks about that. Any more questions, guys? I guess not. I guess we'll call it a day here. Call it a night. So I want to thank you. Thanks, Uncle, for being our moderator full time tonight, and Tracy for joining us at the end here. Always good to see you, Tracy. Yeah, keep us updated on your home renovation progress there. That's always fun. I remember we got this place. Yeah, it was a lot of work. Cool. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the stream. I feel super hungry right now. I feel like I didn't do a good job, but maybe I had better energy earlier. I mean, it's almost 3 hours here. Not bad for a 54-year-old that, was at the gym for 2 hours a day. Not too shabby. Hey, Fallon Marie. Good to see you here again at the end. I didn't see you pop up tonight. You've just been like hanging out, or you just pop back here at the end. But good to see you, Fallon. Yeah, Tracy, peace and love to everyone, vegan or not vegan. We wish you all the best, and yeah, I will try my best to come up with a new video for next week. I think I will be a little less busy next week than the craziness of this week, so that's why I didn't get a video out this week. But again, I want to let you guys know, a lot of people go, where's Angie? She's not making all the videos like she's. Yeah, she's going hardcore. Make sure you're fully subscribed and hit notifications, as a lot of you guys are. You guys are seeing she's making lots of shorts on YouTube, which are like, 60-second and under length clips, kind of like TikTok and Instagram. And follow us on Instagram too, because Angie's been posting reels there pretty much daily as Happy Healthy Vegan. So yeah, she makes a lot of content, just chooses not to make long form YouTube videos, but still cranking out plenty of short form videos, just in a different platform than what I'm all into here. So yeah, you've been hanging out, Maria. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah, you've been watching Angie's shorts. Awesome. So I just want everyone to know she's making probably more videos now than she's ever made in the past 5 years. Just not on these big long YouTube videos, just these short things. So make sure you guys are watching. All right, the cult leader is doing great. The cult leader is hungry and tired, and he's gonna go just chill out for the rest of the night after eating, guys. So good to see you all again. Let's see, I have no announcements. I guess that's my announcement. No announcement, and we'll try to get our next cult member / happy fam channel member live stream scheduled. I'm sorry I had no chance of getting it this week, but yeah, maybe next week. Next week's looking a lot better, so we will let you know. We'll update you there on the community tab on the Happy Healthy Vegan page on YouTube, so make sure you're following us there too. All right, guys, I'm going because I'm babbling, but want to let you guys know I appreciate you guys following us. I appreciate you guys joining on the live streams here and participating and making this great community. And yeah, again, thanks to Uncle and Tracy for keeping it all chill and under control here, and all the great advice that you guys are giving to everyone here too in the comments, guys. So good night, much love, and remember, doesn't suck being vegan. All right, bye guys.